That's Craig. Hey, everybody, I'm Tom Basil.
It's not Craig, I'm Z.
I don't know Craig, I'm Camilla.
I'm not Craig. I'm Joey Evans.
He's the guy who runs the animal control thing. He's the animal control guy who doesn't work very hard.
Yeah, but he's like the outdoors guy, so he screams.
Ah.
And they bring him inside, and he's like, I like your coffee maker.
Oh, you're right. I do remember that.
You did a good soundbite, by the way. That was good.
All right, well, welcome to Crowdsurfing, where we talk about games on Kickstarter, GameFound, and once in a while on BackerKit. I don't think we have any backer kits today.
I don't think so, not today.
But we do have a ton of projects.
A lot
So
of
many.
projects.
Several projects.
One or two.
Before we get started, though, let's talk about a couple things. First, we want to say thank you to some of our Kickstarter backers.
Let me hear you pronounce these.
Let's do it.
Steve Zirk, Anthony Jacobs,
Hello.
Hey.
Joshua Chambly,
Oh, 3 for 3.
Practice.
Jennifer and Brian,
Ooh.
Vesuvius Media,
Oh.
John Green, Princess Peyton. Peyton.
No. It's barely a mistake. It's
No.
barely a mistake. Keep going.
It's a travesty.
The Woolridge family, Peregrine and Julep Woolridge.
The Woolworths.
All right.
I love it. Thank you all. Appreciate
Hey,
it.
I know
Thank
them.
you.
And if you still want,
Do
do
you?
you?
I do, because I remember the name Peregrine. I'm like, named after the Falcon. They were on
That
the
is
cruise.
a pretty cool name.
Wait, you know them.
Oh, they were on the cruise.
James
Nice Tower
Peregrine
cruise.
at your service.
He's name dropping.
That's
Yeah,
cool,
really.
right?
Yeah,
It's a good name.
What is that? The Woolworths.
yeah.
Woolworth.
Woolworths.
That's from a Brother Art there.
That
right?
is correct.
And they still have Woolworths in Australia.
They do. The last one's there.
Yeah.
It's covered in spiders.
When I was a kid, I went to
Actually.
Woolworth. I loved it. Anywho, if you would like to still get involved in our Kickstarter, the backer kit is still running. You can find it at dicetowerkickstarter.com. Also, in 1 week from Monday,
1 week from 2 days ago.
the Summer Spectacular starts. We got all kinds of stuff coming up next week, including this show again, and Board Game Breakfast. But there's extra stuff. There is live gaming. Lots of live gaming. I think the schedule was published this morning. You can go check out all the games.
Lots of games.
We'll be announcing the Dice Tower Award nominations. World Series of Board Gaming Champions will be here to whoop us.
Likely. Likely.
I don't lose in games.
But you can't lose against the world champ.
That's true.
Either you win and you are like a deity at that point, or you lose and it's like, well, yeah,
Well, of
it's
course
against
I
the world
did.
champ.
Yeah.
No.
He lowered himself down to my level.
If Joey loses, I don't go, well, it was the World Series champ. I just go, well, another day. Anyhow,
This is true. This is
Poor
true.
Joey
This
Evans.
is true.
I lost train of thought. Anyway, lots of cool stuff coming, so check that out. I think we also have a message here from Mark. Am I correct? This is
Streed?
Mark.
Are you correct, Streed?
This spotlight is brought to you by Ocular Oddities. The adventure journal Thaloria Quest is a unique blend of a dynamic habit-learning journal and a personalized RPG narrative. Complete tasks in real life to earn experience. Thaloria Quest is an adventure-based journal where you are the hero of your own story. The journal is designed to add a unique twist to your daily life, transforming your chores, tasks, and goals into an exciting quest. Just like in an RPG, your character progresses as you accomplish tasks, level up, and unlock new skills. The Adventure Journal is a dynamic blend of storytelling and task management, designed to transform everyday routines into thrilling quests. Unlike traditional journals, an Adventure Journal activities are reframed as challenges that earn you experience points, similar to a role-playing game by documenting your journey, setting goals, and conquering daily tasks. You not only keep track of your progress, but also engage in an ongoing adventure that makes productivity exciting and rewarding. The innovative approach turns mundane to-do lists into a narrative of personal achievement and growth, set against the backdrop of a vividly imagined world. For more information, please check out the campaign, which is now live on Kickstarter.
You have my sword.
I'm actually going to be
That's really cool.
doing that book with my son next week.
Yeah, I went through it a little bit ago. with my
I
son.
shall
He really
take out
enjoyed
the
it.
trash. I like it.
All right. Let's jump into some projects. We got a lot of projects, so here we go. We'll start with some good old-fashioned Regicide Legacy.
Are you
Now,
playing Regicide?
I was about to say, this is one of those games that missed, I think, all of us here.
I know.
Yeah, no,
Well, this is based on an original. This is inspired by, or originally was, just a game you play with a regular deck of cards, right? Regicide.
I assume so.
And then they printed
was.
Regicide.
Yeah.
Like a themed deck of cards.
Yes.
Okay.
So the original you can play with just a regular, 52 card deck or whatever.
Nah.
54 card deck.
Yeah.
And I guess they made it into a legacy. 12
Everyone
games.
was raving about it. If I can remember correctly, what caused it to kind of disappear briefly was, didn't the gaming goat get involved with it somehow?
I don't remember.
I think that's what
Oh,
happened.
interesting.
Okay.
So now it's back with Legacy. Here's the thing. I would be more interested in this if I ever played the regular game. So I got to kind of get on that. Because a Legacy card game doesn't sound that interesting to me.
Well, I'll tell you what seemed interesting to me, and I'll keep this brief so you can jump in, is it looked to me a little bit like Kinfire Delph.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is I was
That is what you were
definitely
gonna
getting.
say?
I was gonna say I was getting Kinfire
beast.
feels from it, and I'm very interested in like a legacy card game, like putting stickers on the cards and upgrading the cards. That's what some of my fondest things from like Pandemic is the little rules that you get out and you update the rules in the book. So I'm very, very much into that.
I think it seems neat, the whole using the suits to warriors double value, paladins will knock strength off. I like that starting point because I think it's a good place for a legacy to make it a bit more complicated because you have something so simple. And also opening packs. At first I think that's gimmicky, but I'm like, it's a legacy game. Why not give us packs rather than an envelope? It's like, oh, I get to open a little pack.
Right.
I agree.
You know?
It seems fun. The only thing here that I think is a little iffy, and I get it, it's the price. It's kind of pricey.
For a card game.
For a legacy card game.
Oh, wow.
I didn't see it.
It's like $70, I think. Plus shipping and handling.
Is that what sorry, I can't see Tom. If the camera.
think
It's $70.
Okay.
I'll move the camera.
It's got a play mat, it's got the cards, all the packs, like you said.
Yeah.
So, you play this thing 12 times or whatever, and then the legacy part is done. It's pricey.
111 if you want the recharge back, but 500 people did that.
And this is the one that you have to pass in order to go to the next one, right?
Yeah.
'Cause I know we're looking at a couple like
Yes.
this is the one you have to pass. So it's at least 12.
Right.
Play with
I'd
me,
be like,
probably
we
like
passed.
17.
Oh, yeah. I
Right.
fudge that all the time.
80.
No,
I don't
why
play
would you
anything
be mean like
twice.
that?
We
No,
did it.
80.
All right.
I'm not counting for the recharge pack, of course.
That doesn't help.
Regicide Legacy. All right. Shrink the Shelf,
This
a
was a-
TBR building game.
This was
I
a
love
journey.
it. This is great.
This is
Are
a
you not
game.
reading enough of your books? You know what's going to help you read more books? Distracting yourself with a board game
That tells you
about
what
reading
book.
books.
About organizing your book collection.
But the Raven
Right?
makes you go 5 steps back and read a different book.
Or you could just pick one and read it.
I guess that was my question is, because you see her going to her collection and going through and choosing one, and then, so is this to just organize the books, or is this a game that you play over 3 months and how you choose your next one to read? I know there's a score at the end, but I truly am not trying to be funny. Like, I could not figure out, do you take a break? She was taking breaks to go look through her collection and pull them off. And is that
I thought.
to
I mean,
order them?
I thought it was to pick the next book you're going to read.
Which means this
what I
game
thought, too.
takes 6 months.
So this is not really a game. It's just a help to read
Tool.
books.
It's a game. It's like a
help you
crappy
choose a
game,
book.
but it's a game. It's like a, again, snakes and ladders or shoots and
It's
ladders. Like, go back. The Raven, again, forces you back.
So
yeah,
it's
that part
The
confused me.
game doesn't look like much of a game.
No, so it's a it's a choosing tool almost. I mean, she rolled a die and went forward that many spaces and then drew one of that color, and it was like a orange book, and then literally got up, went with her camera to the game, or I'm sorry, not game collection.
Shelf.
Also,
Book
this
collection.
Sequel will be using that.
Yeah, right. The book collection, it was like, ooh, this one's kind of orange, this one's gold. Does that count? And went through 4 or 5. All right, I will do this one, and then put the others back. And that was the one for that task. And then went, rolled the die, moved that many forward. A book that matches your current shirt. And then looked down, oh, which one matches my shirt? And went through, and I was just like, I don't understand what was happening.
And you could just use the die like, oh, shelf 6, book 12.
But you know that doesn't
but
work.
it's like, I guess
no,
I
you
just
wouldn't.
could not understand it. Like,
Because people make these with games.
Right.
And so you're like, I can't decide what to play. What about you? Okay, let's shuffle it. Bonanza. Nah, shuffle it again.
Yeah,
At that point, pick the game.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I
Yeah.
don't think it works with unmatched.
And again, the problem with this is if you're locking up because you can't pick a book to read or a game to play, as the case may be, then yeah, make it simple. Roll a die. Do something really basic.
Right.
Get a randomizing app and be like, boop, and if you find yourself doing the whole like, no, then fine. Who cares? It took you 10 more seconds. An entire game to pick what you're going to read?
But again, she picked like 5 or 6 things over the course of the game, so I still don't understand.
She's
Like,
a
does
quick
it
reader.
take 6 months to play this game,
cool.
or
bring
a
it on,
month,
lady.
or whatever? Like,
Yeah.
I was really confused on the time frame and
Speed readers
scope
are
of
hacks.
this.
Hey, do you want colors no one has seen before?
I
New
do.
colors! Scale
Red.
color games.
They have a
Blue.
they have a brand new primary color here. Did you see that?
What was it?
Blurple.
Blurple?
Is that true?
No. That would be great if they
Totally not
discovered
true.
a new primary color.
That'd be amazing.
That
Could you
would be
imagine?
great.
Would your brain be able to comprehend that? Like, we've
No.
discovered a new color.
You can't. I mean, it's just the world would end.
I don't think the
You
world
can't
would
follow
end.
that.
Wasn't
being
there a movie
dramatic.
about this?
No, which
What?
movie?
I'm sure. It's
Blurple?
on Netflix.
No, but it was a
probably.
color no one could see, but it was scary. Or was it purple?
They live.
The color purple? Oh, that's
No, not the color
Color
purple.
purple.
gosh.
I've actually seen it. Is that what it's about?
Yeah, the Lovecraft movie.
Color Out of Space, yeah.
The color of outer space.
It's a kind of
the color
sickly
out of
purple.
space.
The color of outer
Of
space.
outer
the color.
space.
Is it purpley?
Probably.
Sickly purple, yeah.
Yeah, sickly
Sickly
purple.
purple.
Okay. It's undescribable to the mind. Nice writing,
nasty.
H.P. Lovecraft. How about you next time you try describing things? Oh, it was a scary thing. It was undescribable. Chapter 2. Hack. Absolute hack. Anyway, that's my rant for
All
today.
right, let's let Cabal talk about the paints.
Yes.
No, I mean, these are fine. It's not a brand that I've used before. I know the Scale 75. I usually find them to be a little too bubblegummy for my taste, like just in their colors.
I love 'em.
Consistency
No,
or
it's the
colors?
color. The color.
I like the bubblegum colors.
No. When they finish, like the look of the mini, it has a
very-
very specific look.
I know. I like it. This would
He
be good
would
for
like it. I
Marvel.
bet he would
Marvel
like it.
United.
No,
right?
that's not what I'm talking about. No, it's I don't know how else to describe it.
bubblegum. Is,
I'll have
it's
to
be
show
so
you later.
involved.
I'll have to show you later. It's not what you're thinking.
You're not gonna like it no matter what.
Anyway, yeah, you are wrong.
I will
am
not allow
right.
you to like this paint.
Is it the pigmentation, the
It
brightness?
is, yeah, it is. But again, I've used like 2 or 3 of those. Joey, those last paints
have
Alex
some.
gave you were some Scale 75. Do you like them? Have you? Again, I just don't like the color of them. They're very,
Bubblegummy.
yeah. Anyway, I don't care. So
Delicious.
I would have to try this new line to see what it's like. I also don't use an airbrush. I've heard they're really good in airbrush because they are thinner than the other ones. But I despise airbrushing because I despise cleaning airbrushes.
That's the thing.
So-
you don't hate airbrushing.
I don't hate
You hate
airbrushing.
cleaning.
Right,
I
that's
hate
what I've
the
never,
process.
I've never used an airbrush, but that's so. I hear more about
Cleaning.
how painful it is to have to deal
It's
with
just-
airbrush maintenance than airbrush.
It is.
Alex
It's
is so
just
happy when she's
meticulous.
airbrushing, and the next day she's like, I gotta go clean that stupid thing. It's just.
So
I want to
weird.
know how these colors match these 7 sins. So Wrath, okay, you see red. I get that, even though half of them aren't red. But
Yeah, I know. Kind
Then
of
plus-
That's a weird stretch, right?
like,
This is a weird
what
stretch.
do I lust after these colors? Envy green, okay.
Yeah. Except for that
How's-
random.
What's gluttony?
pink
Is
up
this
there.
just the color of
The
food?
shades of different loaves of bread.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Yeah, no, they. I don't know why they went for the 7 sins thing. That's a weird one. I do like that this is a set of paints that, what is it, 45 or whatever, and they're saying, or 48, something like that, and they're saying, this is what you need. Like, this is it. You can, it's either in here or you can make it from these. That's it.
Well, and I do
I like
that,
that.
but I also feel like at some point we have enough of those that I know my paint is for the collection. I don't need a whole set. I want to go
Yeah.
and fill in the holes. And also, I need this specific color red. I want to go and be able to get that specific color red or get the colors I want for that specific something like that. I'm not getting a whole new set again. So I don't know. I think I wish that this kind of stuff would just go straight to retail, but. You know,
That's
there is
fair.
somebody out there getting into it, but they also, if they're getting into it and look for a whole set, do they really know that they like Scale 75 over tooth and coats, or over
Right.
the the other one that does the
Army painter.
the battle tech,
Battle
stuff
tech.
like that, or army paint or anything like that. Like, do they really know? So I don't know. I find this mixed feelings on something like this.
Are full paint sets the exercise bikes of nerdom, where you buy it and you're like, I'm going to use it.
That's true.
I'm going to paint the full set.
It depends. I got a full set because I lost all the paints I had, and so to restart my paints,
No, I
like,
get that.
in a move, if they go bad, or they, something like that.
Well,
like
sure,
if you-
but people use their exercise equipment too. I'm saying, but I bet there's a lot of full sets that are bought by people who intend to use them
Yeah.
and then
I
never
think
do.
that's just
That's
Kickstarter
agreed.
extras. What you're talking
You
about.
shut up! The show will be canceled if we keep talking like that.
Well, I'll tell you, paints are my way of supporting a game store. I go to play games there. They only sell Magic, but they have some
yeah.
paints. So
You know what? That's
Right,
true.
yeah, yeah.
That's a good
Yep.
call, Joey.
I do dice.
That's very true.
dice too,
Dice,
yeah.
If I get
Paints.
sucked into a game store and I feel bad, I'm like,
I guess
I'll
I'm
take
getting,
that blue. No, not that. Sure, that one. Just get me out of here.
You go to her house, there's 20 shades of blue. It's called Support Your Local Game Store. All right. The Secrets of Zorro.
Yeah. This,
I love Zorro, man.
I
I think
do
Zorro
too.
does not get enough modern attention.
I agree, Antonio Banderas.
What
Not
is
that one.
Zorro's
What's wrong
actual
with you?
name? Like, we all know that Superman's Clark Kent.
Diego de la Vega, I want to say.
What is it? De Lego?
Diego de la Vega, I think.
De
I pulled that out
la
of memory, mind you.
Vega.
I used to watch it as a kid.
The black and white ones?
The Antonio
I don't remember
Banderas
if they were
one?
black and white. Huh?
Antonio Banderas?
No, I'm talking about animated. Like,
It's the only Spanish thing I can say. I practice that one a lot.
no. I'm talking about when I was a little kid, there would be a Zorro.
Don Diego Vega.
What else has this company made? Mage Noir, TCG.
Mage Noir sounds great.
So yeah, I like this. You know what it reminded me of, this one? Like, the game actually seems a little bigger than the gameplay. It
Right.
reminded me a little bit of that that very simple samurai game from Antoine Boza. He did one where the people become animals.
Oh, yeah.
You're defending the
It's a
villager.
cooperative game.
Yeah.
I don't remember the
this
name
one,
of it, but yeah.
something samurai, samurai, whatever. I have it. I just can't remember. Anyway, this reminded me of that a little bit. You kind of go different places. You leave your little dude there. You're gonna go get these cards.
Yeah.
You defend the town, and then you play cards to fight them. If they come in, they'll hurt you. It seems really straightforward, and
It does.
again, like a pretty small package.
Like a tower defense?
Yeah, a little bit. Sort of collecting the goodies you need. Oh, the whip, Zorro's whip, and the sword, and this and that, and then you attack and defend the place.
And a low price point, like $36, I think, for
Was it?
retail.
I didn't notice that.
It's all standings. Are there 4 Zorros?
He has, I guess this is supposed to be his children taking up the mantle.
Oh, that's a
Zorro.
cool theme.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The Zorites, they call
This
it.
kid was,
Samurai
this kid was a
spirit, thank you.
brat if I go by the Antonio Banderas movie.
How dare you. No, I always liked this stuff. It was him. Again,
Catherine
it's a real...
Zeta-Jones?
It's a very Batman-esque character. They're like it's very similar. The guy is royal, or is he royalty? I don't know, but he's like rich.
To me, he is. Wait,
You know what I
Zorro
mean?
is?
Huh?
Zorro's royalty? He's like a
He's-
Batman type thing?
He's a rich nobleman.
He's a rich nobleman type
What?
guy who people respect in town.
I didn't know that.
And the
I didn't
government
either.
is corrupt. I mean, it's almost 1-to-1 Batman.
Oh, I thought he was like Robin Hood.
What's that?
He they go to see him because he's again rich nobleman, and the government.
but he's a bit of a fop.
Yeah, it's. I mean.
I mean,
Batman
his
does that.
normal personality, too. Yeah, Batman does that,
Does
too.
that thing like, oh, I'm buying the hotel so these ladies can take a shower in the pool. He does that whole thing.
That's a very noble thing to do.
Batman does it. I'm saying he's rich. He's like a rich millionaire kind
That
of
was
guy.
a great scenario you pulled out there.
Oh, it's from that movie.
That was from the Schwarzenegger one.
And but
Anthony
then of
Hopkins
course he
play him,
dresses
too?
up as Zorro and goes and does good deeds.
Have you? Don't you forget what happened in that movie?
All I know is Antonio Banderas. Anthony Hopkins was in it too?
Yes, he
was
is
the
the
original
original
Zorro.
Zorro. And he passes it down.
Antonio Banderas.
You need to watch that movie again.
I do need to watch it again.
All right.
Probably holds up. I'm sure.
Alrighty. Irreverent nonsense or insubordinate nonsense. The Secret Cabal Gaming Podcast. Doing very well. So you can get a lot of stuff from these guys. They have a magazine. I saw that. I thought, what a cool idea.
I didn't. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
That's a cool thing they're doing. I like the magazine. Or it's a zine. They said in the show.
Yeah, that's a fancy zine.
It's actually a printed magazine, though.
Oh yeah, that can't be a zine. That's an actual
They're
magazine.
printing.
Is
They're
a zine
saying
that
they're
thing we
print-
talked about the
A
other?
zine- yeah, you
No,
hated
zines
zine.
used to be printed.
that
No,
thing
they
that
can-
Kenny
hey,
did.
zines were
Yeah.
printed? I thought zine is like if it's...
No, you could get them sent to you in the mail. They were like a bunch of...
Then what? How's it not a magazine?
Because it wasn't MAGA.
Don't listen to him. I thought zine implied electronic.
Politics
It does not.
No, that's an e-zine.
Okay, you got to take
Oh,
it
Oh
easy.
my
yeah.
gosh. We
No,
need to-
I'm serious. Back in the
In the late
90s?
2000s. Uh-huh.
no, before a lot of the internet was sending these things out, you would have zines that would be sent to you, and it would just like not necessarily made with crayon, but definitely like a guy made 50 of them or 100 of them
Sure,
and sent them out to
you
people.
run them off.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
like back when, yeah.
Oh, here we go. Violent Frog
Anti-government.
says zines can be printed.
cool.
Oh, yeah. So can anything. So can the games that Joey
Anything.
backs. But it's not going to happen, is it? Okay?
Not gonna happen.
Alrighty. Anyhow, they got some cool promos here.
Zines
Yeah,
were,
they really
Tell us
do.
about printed media, Gramps.
I like that Thunder Road
zines
Vendetta
were
one's pretty cool.
paraphernalia.
Which one?
The Thunder Road Vendetta one's pretty cool.
I love that.
yeah.
Yeah.
The full froth
Creature
injector.
Comforts. I like the crocodile.
They got some cool stuff for sure.
Also, I like that they got Wolfman Steve there for the Mind Bug. That's hilarious. So anyway, if you want to support them and they're also a great podcast, check them out. All right. The Art of. I know we've talked about these before.
Yeah, you've talked
This
about
looks
this,
so
right?
good. This has Sam Lens in it, who is probably my favorite painter.
Me too.
You
Really?
like Sam Lens too?
So good.
Joey!
The
Wait,
way
are
he
you
does-
just like, are you
No,
just
those
humoring me right
miniatures.
now?
He does
You
good
really do like it?
Vikings.
Oh, I think he's
lost
playing
me.
you.
Never
Oh,
mind. You
wow.
lost me. You don't even know who it is.
Mean, okay?
I didn't think she'd buy on it. I figured she would have known.
I was buying it, you big liar.
Believed you
You
for
know
a
what?
moment.
You guys are so
You guys
mean.
know I'm not cultured. Anytime I say an artist I like, you should just
I
know I'm
really,
lying.
really like Sam Lentz, and I like this. I think it's really cool
agree.
because it's showing their art, but then also they're actually narrating like what they were thinking, kind of why they went with that color scheme, how
That's
they did
cool.
it, what was unique, what they like. I mean, they're like telling their story of painting that thing, or design. You know, whether it's painting or drawing or whatever it is they specialize in. I just think it's really, really a neat
So
look
don't
into
tell you how to
it.
paint in this.
Hey,
That
that's that
looks like
robot
Matt
from
Dixon,
that game.
isn't it?
Matt Damon?
Yeah, Dixon.
Oh,
Jeez.
incredible.
You're terrible.
I was
You're
pretty excited.
I'm going to put you in timeout soon.
Yeah,
All
I'll
right.
give you some duct tape to chew on.
Degenesis Clan Wars. I
like
believe you all
this.
played this
We
one.
did play
You
this.
did?
You can go check that out. This is an all versus one game set in the Degenesis universe, which is an RPG from a company called Six More Vodka.
Yep.
And
Bring that
out
on
of-
us, please.
I think they're Polish, maybe. Anyway, it's an
Russian.
RPG. It's been going for a long time. They got books and books of this stuff, and that RPG is free. Actually, if you want to check out the RPG, you can just go to their website and look into it. And so this is an all versus one campaign-based game. We tried it. I was running the one. You guys were fighting, like trying to protect this sort of you're trying to rebuild the world and shore up your defenses while I'm attacking these cockroaches, or is my clan of people.
Yes.
It's got some really interesting stuff. Everything just about in the game is kind of double-sided.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you, the players, could be in like
Primal
full
or
froth mode, or you could be like a little more reserved, a little more
Yeah.
calculating.
right.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
you could just go blah.
Yeah.
There's so much red.
And when you die, you get a card that
that.
says like your obituary or
Memorial.
something.
Yeah, yeah,
Memorial.
I really like the limited color, but you said there's so much red. I really like the limited
And
color
I-
palette of it.
Yeah, it is one of those. I just really dislike that. It looks
It's a
so
very,
stark to me.
I love it. I love that
It's
it
like
makes.
a big swing, right? It's really stark.
But I love like it really makes you watch like the grayscale of everything. You
Yeah.
know, I mean everything is just the artwork is in the black and white. I mean that guy, come on.
Yeah, it's all black,
That was
red.
me.
How would you
Gold.
paint him? Would you paint him in black and white too?
I would just wash him.
That guy, Ben
Yeah, 'cause
Hur,
it's
who we were
dirty.
talking about before, did a good job of that. Fuhrerbach. How's that?
Why are you so mean,
Stephen Hur? What was the guy's name?
Sam Lens?
I was so
Probably
close.
one of the few people I would legitimately like fangirl if I ever met him. I think probably one of the only people in the world.
Breaks my
That
heart.
guy's wearing one thick fur coat.
That's
And-
those shorts.
Yeah, those are bloomers.
Yes, they are.
Bloomers.
That's what they're called, man.
No one's called them that
Oh,
since the Gramps days.
He's brought them back, baby.
he has.
What world do you think this is
I
anyway?
guess that's true. Yeah, so
Oh.
no, I think this is really cool. They've unlocked now. They've got the 2 other factions they finally showed.
really?
Because if you get this game, the core box, it's the good guys, and they've unlocked a bunch of them. But the bad guys, it's just those cockroaches.
That's
And you go through a campaign with branching storylines and whatnot. But there's 2 more bad groups, and they have their own campaigns. The first ones they unlocked, I don't know, a week ago or whatever. And I just saw the new ones, which are really cool. And they're kind of like techie a little bit.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And they're called the pneumatics or the something like that. I don't know. They're really cool.
I like
get
the
to 'em.
folders that you can just grab.
Where is it?
It has
Oh,
all the
yeah.
cards inside.
You
You're
can
like,
just go to the
here you
updates
go.
if you really
And
want
your
to
little
see it.
personal
That's what I
character
saw.
has that, so you're playing this one, here's everything you need. You're playing,
Yeah.
it has your player age, your, personalized equipment, and that kind of stuff too.
They tried to streamline it. It's pretty cool.
Right. It really was
I just
quick
was
to
there.
the table.
It
To be
was,
such a big
surprisingly.
campaign game. It's very much, you need this, you need this, you need this, I need this, let's go.
And it wasn't
You know.
overcomplicated either.
Right.
You know? Like a little
Yeah.
trap guy, just dropping traps everywhere.
Dropping
Yeah.
traps.
I think this is one I might skip when it comes out. The theme doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah. It is a real. Yeah, it's a very specific theme. It's a really tough theme. You either are into it or are not, and that aesthetic, like you were saying, the whole, metal hardcore thing.
Oh, there you are.
It's either you're either into it or not for sure.
It's a free RPG too. Like everything,
Yeah, I
Right.
said that.
which is neat. Yeah.
But it's,
You were listening
it's really
for
interesting
sure.
like how
was.
expansive the world is. And
you glad you showed up
but
today?
even knowing that, I think it's
So
impressive,
not
like
glad.
it's a very expansive world with all the lore in the
not
RPG
expansive,
and
it's free.
stuff. But you don't have to know that to have an entry point in this
Right.
game.
I
And I
think
thought
that's
that was
what they
good.
were going for is that very thing.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
feel unapproachable because you don't know the RPG. And by you, I mean me.
All right, Lightspeed
fun.
Arena Smart Tabletop Battle. So Lightspeed came out from cheap-ass games
Language.
Whoa!
30 years
Can I
ago
say
now.
that?
Wow.
Can we cuss
It's like
now?
your kids.
Quick question. Asking
It's
for
the
your
name of the
kids.
company.
Sure it is.
I'm going to start a company.
I have multiple company
that I
suggestions.
will be able to say because it's the name
Yep.
of my company.
Anyway,
Yep.
You know
so
what it's gonna be
Lightspeed, will you all...
called? Go ahead, say my company's name.
It's got a long name. It's a bunch of words put together.
No, just 2 words.
All right,
Real
go-
simple.
Go ahead.
So Lightspeed, if you've never played Lightspeed, you're throwing cards
get
onto a
lost.
table as fast as you can. You have a deck of cards, and you place them on a table, and each of them has lasers that shoot out of it, and they have shields. And you're trying to place them in such a way that your lasers hit other ships or hit these little mining spots in the middle and mine that stuff. So you just say go, and you just start placing ships all over the table. It takes about a minute and a half to do that, and then you spend the next 10 minutes scoring it by going to each ship, getting a yard stick,
Oh, you're talking about the old one. Okay.
the old one, and you would measure. And I loved it so much. But I did
dope.
admit that it was a ridiculous thing to do, but it was
Cumbersome, okay.
fun. But now you could just take a picture and it tells you what happens.
Well, no. You have to then download Telegram, which nobody.
No.
in America
I don't.
uses.
No. I don't
This
think this
one.
new one uses Telegram.
No, the new
anymore.
one doesn't, but the one before this.
We
used
did Telegram, right? Yeah. But
Telegram?
Oh yeah, apparently it's big everywhere else but the U.S.
it's like
It
a
really is?
it's like a
still
Twitter
going?
type thing.
Yeah, I
I
guess
don't know
so.
what Telegram is, but it's like, I thought it was just gone.
No, you have
I
a
thought it was
bot.
like,
It's replaced by the telephone.
I thought it was like Vine.
I
Vine
thought-
is gone, right?
No, well,
I'm going to find out now that Vine is huge everywhere else but here.
I've never heard of Telegram. I've heard of Telegram like the messaging thing, which is WhatsApp.
That's what it is.
It's
That's
just like
it.
WhatsApp. It's not like.
they
Yeah,
have
so
a-
what you would do is
Like,
you would
that's
take a
it.
picture and you would message the bot, and then the bot would send you a screenshot by screenshot of what happened.
yes,
And it
or the
worked,
final score.
But it worked really well. Now, this is way better with explosions and
So
stuff.
much better.
I just think it's really neat because I don't know. I just really like this game.
I like this game a lot.
I didn't understand it was a real-time element
You
of
put-
putting all the stuff out. It looked
you-
like it was turn-based, is it not?
No, you put everything down, and the position they're in is good. So, like, if your ship gets destroyed in order, this ship may not be there to hit this ship because maybe there's a shield, and the computer. I can't imagine. I never did the actual one where you have to calculate it. Where this
wait.
one, Telegram did it all.
So when you're putting the stuff out, is it turn-based
No,
or is it
real-time.
real-time? And whoever just like slap happy's the quickest.
Well,
No, you get done.
I think sort of, but let's say Joey starts throwing this out. I could put out fewer ships and wreak havoc because I'll just put mine with the
also
laser
kick 'em
pointed
under the
into the
table.
back of his ship.
Right, yeah.
I'll take my time and slowly put him out. If he's just throwing them out randomly, you're kind of doing it fast, but you're trying to make the lasers point at the enemies.
So is the camera's not watching this happen now?
No.
So how does it know?
You take
I
a
put
picture
mine
afterwards.
out slower.
No,
And more
that's not.
No,
calculated.
each ship has a number.
Yes.
The lower the number, the faster they attack. But the 10 ship has huge lasers that do more damage.
So if the 10 is still around by
If
the
it's
time
still
it comes
around,
out,
it's awesome. But usually gets shot and killed.
Yeah, has more hit points too.
I
So
really like it.
Is
I do
there
too.
a mode where you just sit back and let everyone throw everything out, and then when they're all done, you go out with yours?
No, because when someone plays their last card, the card that's in your hand, you can still place it, but you can't place any more. So yes, you can play against a jerk who just goes, and then you say to that person, we no longer are playing games.
Yeah.
So I mean, but if people are going fast, it's silly, it's nonsensical.
All right.
But I usually get the speed that's more like a. Okay, here it's more like that. But also it's super fast. But
Does it go as it go?
Yeah, one more time if you don't mind.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I want to time you. Hold on.
So anyway, I'm glad.
excited.
I didn't realize they were going to kickstart it, so
It'd
I'm
be
glad.
interesting
Yeah.
if it had more rules or structure.
you would like this game. It's a fun.
You like
that.
structure.
You like that stuff.
But did you see they also have now their unique ships
But I mean,
with special
I
abilities?
kind of
Yes.
am equating it to like
But
Factory
you also see
Funner.
it as not a print
Yeah.
and play
It's like
anymore
grab
at
something,
all.
but then
no
you're like,
option.
all right, now let me think. This isn't.
Oh,
It's just like
makes me sad.
no.
it's like that over and over and
Like
over
that.
again until it resolves.
Yeah,
And
this
then,
looks good.
I don't know.
I like the
And it's one
expansion
go.
ideas.
It's not like that one
Right.
you like the Project Elite.
Right.
Where you have like you do it, but then you have another round to be like, well, I messed up over here. Let me focus on
Right.
that.
Yeah. Or Joey
The
did
whole
nothing.
game is one thing.
But you could play multiple games pretty quickly.
No, you could checkmate. Okay, you can do that for everything. It's like I ate at a bad restaurant. Well, you know they might have better food tomorrow. No, okay.
This definitely seems like-
fool me once, checkers.
No
Shame
joke
on
though.
me.
Here's the thing. Taking this game out of the equation, I think this game's great.
Yes.
The Telegram thing was cool. The fact that they
Yes.
changed it to an app is better. But I am foreseeing a future. We already have it with a couple games like Fantasy Realms.
Yes.
But I'm looking forward to, with almost any game in existence, me going click and it tells us our
Oh, I would
scores.
love that.
That would be awesome.
That's a
Fantasy
future
Realms
I
does a
wanna
good job
live
of
in.
that.
That's a good use of AI.
As
right
long
there.
as there's a little bit of slow roll on it.
Nope. Tell me right now. Boom. Drop it.
You want some tension.
I do. Like I want to see the points go up like da 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 da, and one
That
keeps
would
going
be
higher.
cool, like a little
yeah.
I don't like that whole, who wants to be a millionaire. That answer is
Fine. Then we put in the option
42 points.
for people like you.
I'm like, nah.
But I want
just
there to be a little bit
tell
of
me.
tension.
Why don't you like tension in games?
I like it in games, not when it's over. We
Okay,
know
so
what
when we
it
count
is.
up our scores, you say yours first, or do you wait till everyone else says theirs and then say yours?
I don't care.
Okay, you don't care. What about
Done.
you?
You're always
I'm
saying your
last.
score first.
You
from
always
here on
wait?
out
So I can
every
always
time
add just a couple.
Sam would always.
It depends.
Sam would always wait till the end. It didn't matter.
he was losing or not. Yeah.
Yeah, it depends. If I know I'm like playing with someone new and I like crushed them, then I try and like somewhere in the middle. I'm just like, 417. Because I feel
No.
bad. I'm not like 62. What? 400. Then I just feel like a jerk. So it depends. It depends on where I think I am. I think, but for the most part, I don't care. I'm like, let's all just say our scores.
Do you?
Like when someone scores everything up, just put the pad in the middle. I'm happy. Done.
No, I like the dramatic tension. It's fun.
It's a waste of time.
It's like
I
5
think
seconds.
to do. Imagine if you put all those 5 seconds together, though. I'd have like a minute and a half.
All right, that's a Stupor Mundi.
My entire life.
Okay. This is
This conversation just cost me like 12 games of scoring.
Right. Exactly.
All right, this is the newest game from Quinted Games, which me and Emery were talking about Quinted today, and they didn't publish any games in 23. I was looking
Okay.
at their games.
Weird. They're
Yeah.
working on
Well, the last game they did
Stupor Mundi.
is very, very popular. The Carnegie.
Yeah, Carnegie.
Oh, that's them.
that was
Okay.
them?
I didn't know who it
Yeah,
was.
that was them. And that game did very well. It's ranked
Carnegie.
right now. Either way, it's fine. It's ranked
agree.
103 on Board Game Geek, which is really high.
That's interesting 'cause I
Seriously?
haven't seen it
Yeah.
being played. So that's
Carnegie
no, that's
is?
really good.
Carnegie.
Do you really think
Wow,
that?
that's
like
really
Carnegie.
high.
Both are acceptable. Every time we get yelled at about it, it's Carnegie Hall, which
Yeah.
was named after
Same
Andrew
person.
Carnegie, which is how it's pronounced in many places.
Yes, but those places are all wrong.
Just let people
Right.
pronounce it the way they want. I
agree.
say
No, that's you. That's a you argument.
no. It actually is both.
No, but seriously, you would love for people to just be okay with you pronouncing things the way you do.
Yes.
Right? But no one's gonna be, okay? Also, what's up with the title of this game? I know what it means.
Look, it's
you
a
know,
vassal edition.
But it's called
Like that.
Stupor Mundi. I understand that it is wonder of the world, but when I
too.
see the word stupor, I don't think that's
Wonder?
wonder.
They said it was
I
like
agree.
what his nickname was or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Mr.
I was like,
Mundi?
I get it. I'm like, no, I agree with you. It's
All right, so
if
you have
to
your little
explain the
rondelle
title,
here.
I'm like, out.
I like
This
this.
is definitely a rondelle. You move for free. Then after that, you pay money to move further.
It's a rundown.
I do
it's
like
a
that.
rundown.
Yep,
And then you have the different action of the game. It seems like a very Euro-y style game, but
with ships.
It's very Euro-y. I like you play cards face down to trigger stuff, face up for something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Play it face up for its power, face down for one of the two base powers,
Yeah.
you know, for your actions, depending on what you want, which I like that action
I do
planning
too.
out. You know, there's always something, I hate games like this where it's like, well, there's nothing useful for me to do because my cards didn't draw well or, you know, something like that. So I do like when it's a little more flexible like that.
all right, plastic or wood?
Plastic.
Wood.
In this setting, wood.
Plastic.
Even
Both
in
are.
this one, really.
I think I'm going to depart from you and go with the wood for those towers because I like the screen printed windows a lot.
Oh, I
Which
didn't see,
ones?
I couldn't tell that they look different. Which is which?
The bottom is
It's
the wood.
The nice one's the plastic.
I go with plastic. They look better.
Welcome back.
No, I still, I
Missed
think
you.
like, but
Oh,
again,
never
you have
mind.
to
Look
fit
at the
the theme.
castles.
In
No,
this-
you guys are getting wood.
Oh,
you
those
can't
are
play
like
with my plastic
bones.
ones.
Yeah, they're like doggy.
Yeah,
You've already made your
that doesn't look like a
decision.
dog bone.
Stupor Mundi.
Well, you're stuck with
Weird.
dog bones.
Anyway. Either way,
Miss
wood makes
Wood.
more sense in this setting.
This one's doing pretty
Doing
well.
really
yeah.
good.
Pretty
Well,
well.
Quinnet has some pretty good today.
Doing super good.
Who's it? So stupid.
You know, I thought of that joke, and I skipped it.
Nestor
I thought of that, and I
Mangone.
skipped it because it was
You
dumb.
did?
I did.
Oh, you should have said
no.
it. It was a goal.
It was not a good one. I was like,
Oh, you
no.
messed up.
It was a
No,
great
I thought the
moment.
exact same thing, and I was like, that's really dumb. And then there was Joey.
Oh, I'm surprised you didn't take that
You should
joke.
lower your
If I had
standards.
thought of
It
it,
was
I would have taken it.
Yeah, no.
All right, let's see what else he's
Really? You
designed.
think you're better than the rest of us?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow,
With
this
that
guy-
joke,
This guy is a great designer, though. Look at this. Darwin's Journey,
Oh,
Newton,
Autobahn.
Autobahn.
That's all I can say.
Masters of the Universe.
Masters of Renaissance. That's a game of marbles, by the way.
It's
You would
really
like
small. Good. Oh, I like that.
it. All right, Everbloom. Now, this one irritated me as soon as I opened it, mostly because,
Open it. We have it?
no, I mean, when
Oh.
I opened the page,
I agree.
Oh,
because
gotcha.
it's like you're making a game about nature and you're using the word ever in it. Come on. Think of anything else.
This
I don't
just
get it.
bothered me.
We have Everdell and Ever. There's these other games that start
They all
with
start
Ever.
to sound
Oh.
the same. That's the
God,
problem.
okay. I didn't know what point you
There's
were
a few
Sorry.
words that you like. The people naming nature games are the same people naming Chinese restaurants. There's more than 6 words you can combine.
China Dragon.
You know what I mean? And
That's
Bloom and Ever are 2 of them.
That's true.
It's true. You know what I mean? So
Now, I do like the art on the cover.
That is really pretty.
The name is the only thing that bothered me. Everything else about this looks really fun.
I thought it was really interesting how, you know, there's the little bit of the area majority or in order to claim the card. But then sometimes you want to be on a card to not necessarily get it, but in order for those resources to go into the sideboard to come back to you later and feed the cards that you already have. Thought that was an interesting cycle and decision process in the game.
You got area control.
Look at that. That's a rhino with a cactus coming out of the front of it.
Every single one looks like the Derby
the
winning
pineapple.
horse. They just throw that big blanket of roses over. I don't know. It's odd. Artwork.
the lion is like a whole garden. I'm like,
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
not feeling this one.
You know, they don't look like real animals. They look like those people who would draw. Who's the person who put fruit on people's faces? The faces are made of fruit. You know what I'm talking
That
about?
guy Dixon, Matt Dixon.
Been her.
I said Matt Dixon.
He's the robot guy.
Anyway.
He's
Oh, I
not the guy
missed
who
it,
puts
sorry.
fruit on people's faces.
Oh.
See, that's a joke worth telling right there, and then explain.
I actually like this a lot. These stupid animals with the look at that crab.
Okay, the crab's pretty good.
That crab is cool.
Tamatoa was.
I wonder how delicious that.
shiny. That's what he looks like, man.
Yeah, Tabletop.
Yeah, that's what he looks like. The guy
Anyway,
from Moana.
this is their first game, Nerdvana. They have like a whole team here of people. I don't know that I recognize any of them from other things, so that's kind of cool. I hope it does well. It's their inaugural game. At least they didn't name the game Nerdvana. So,
Yeah.
For the company Everbloom.
right.
Everbloom Games presents Everbloom.
Yeah, I don't like that trend.
All right. Mysticana, a Foundation deck from Button Shy Games. I've not played the Foundation game. Have you?
No, because it's the first one.
Oh, it is. Okay. Well, that would explain why I'm playing.
Here's the thing about this. I'm normally all, in on these Button Shy games. I think they do a lot of really cool stuff.
But
This one is,
system.
yet again, one of those, here's a system. We're going to make 3 or 4 games for it.
Make me one good one.
And then you can use the system to make more games.
Yes.
The cards are going to have a color and a number and a
Yeah.
shape and a whatever, and you can use these things to come up with your own. And the best ones will be published online and something else. And who cares? I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
Make one good game. I don't need another system. We have enough systems for games. This whole 18 cards, and you can do whatever you want to thing.
Right, or here's your book to go with it with 20 games.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like
Yeah.
that.
I'm not even a fan of that, like...
No, I'm not a fan of that. I'm
Yeah.
saying that, yeah.
So, I like the look. It's going to be high quality cards. They're going to look good. I'm just personally not a fan of system games. I don't think they work.
And neither am I. Oh, well. The art's cool. I really like that. If they made a deck of cards with that, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's what I
looks
thought
good.
it was at first, yeah.
All right. Wait, how'd Stupor Mundi get in here again?
It's back.
Let's
Yeah,
talk
you-
about it.
Oh.
The Seven Seas, a new start. Now, this is not the
The seventh
Seventh
sea.
Seventh Sea. This
Yes.
is the Seven Seas.
Or the other
Right.
one.
Also, this was painted by the bubblegum colors that Cabal
Yeah,
doesn't like.
That's right. This is scale 75, the 7 Cs.
Hey, well done, but no, that's not the...
But this is definitely has
Not
some
what she
bright
meant.
colors, and I'm
Okay.
Okay,
definitely...
you don't understand. Your mind couldn't understand what she means by bubblegum.
Thanks, Cthulhu.
Bubblegum was like, they're all pastel-y, like chewed bubblegum,
Ooh.
not Fruit of the Loom.
No, you
or
will
not
not
Fruit of
like
the Loom, that's
this
the underwear.
bubblegum
What's
thing.
the fruit?
Let's chew no
The
fruit
fruit
of the
stripe,
loop.
not Fruit Stripes.
You chew on Fruit of Loom?
And then Fruit Stripes! Fruit Stripes!
How did we go from bubble? Oh my goodness! Oh, gross! Come see.
What bubblegum flavor would you like? Fruit? A balloon?
All right. Anyway, what other things are out of stock already?
Wow.
This was like pledged one time. I'm like, well, okay. You're
like
the
how it's
only
like-
pirate lord. That's a pretty cheap price actually to become
That
the
is.
pirate of anything.
I know.
And there was only one, right?
And for 200
There,
each?
wow.
Pretty good.
Huh.
Anyway, this definitely looks. I didn't look to see if this was their first game. It has the look of a publisher's first game to it, and maybe it's not. It also looks a little, not kiddish, but close to that. But I'm interested in it. I think
too.
I like pirate games that are light and cheerful, just like real pirates. And also, I like to throw pirates in prison.
Well, that's a given.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling this one. Nothing stood out. That's, I think, what it is. Like, I feel like if I saw this game set up on a table, I'd glance at what's going on and kind of move along.
It
Really?
looks like the
I think I was really drawn into it.
looks like the setup for the Civ game I like. Where you're drafting the cards from the different.
Oh, it
technologies.
looks like Hadara, yeah.
Yeah, Hadara.
Yeah.
Anyway, I hope it's good. We'll find out. Weird name though, like the Seven Seas, and then there's not a lot of C's here.
Yeah, it's
That's
too
the new
close to too many other
expeditions.
names. I will immediately lump this in with other games that it's nothing like.
It looks like a tiny epic. Yeah, that's true.
Well, let's go to a good named game. TOOTHEAD.
Yeah.
Well, I
What's
thought
the
it was
company
Toot.
name, though? What's the company
It's
name?
pronounced TOOTHEAD.
TOOTHEAD Games. Oh, you big derps.
No matter what.
Is it Toothhead?
For the rest of your life,
or
that's
is
the
it Toothhead? Because I kept.
TOOTHEAD.
TOOTHEAD.
Oh, I thought it was Toothhead. I thought they were okay.
No, they're not being that clever. It
Okay,
was
never
actually
mind. It's
TOOTHEAD.
actually TOOTHEAD. Okay.
Yeah, that actually would be cool. TOOTHEAD.
I thought it was,
TOOTHEAD.
yeah, I thought it was like combined, like
Nope,
TOOTHEAD.
it's actually
oh, man.
TOOTHEAD.
Now they do have a
Give me too much
modern
credit.
D4 die, so I give them credit for that.
I do.
that was
I
really
like
nice,
that.
yeah.
And that's the selling
Yeah.
point.
It looks
That-
good.
They put that number 1.
Yeah.
Funny, and they're like, we know where our bread is buttered.
Let us lean into this.
D4.
Did you see this? The
D4.
guy's mouth came off and became food. I was really confused about this GIF. I kept staring
Well,
at
the
it.
whole thing is the other players eat you.
Yes.
Like you want to not become food.
Right.
Ah.
So you're all together. I
You
can't
need
remember
to get
anymore.
Keeper.
meat before you become meat, kind
Yeah,
of thing.
something.
Yeah.
It looks
yeah.
Is there
really
ones that I
bad.
really want to play this? I really
too.
do.
Do you?
I mean-
it looks awful.
Yeah, I have no idea about the gameplay. I really couldn't follow that very well, but
Looks pretty in depth.
I don't
throwing
know.
a card?
The artwork was just
Oh,
charming me.
see? This game's for you, man.
TOOTHEAD.
Throw a card at the board.
That-
No.
Give into your hate.
This looks so bad, Tom. Come on.
I
You wanna
I
play
like
that?
this art. I think it's cute.
Guns of the Old West. Over 100 campaign paths. I'd be okay with 10, but
No, you gotta get 100. I'll tell you what. This video I watched this video. I feel like I've seen it before.
I did
It's
too.
so- we've
I had
seen
to
this
go back.
somewhere,
Yeah.
right? Maybe we've covered this or the last time they crowdfunded or something. But that video animation is so just bad and spooky. It's like
Yes.
because it's like really stilted, bad graphics. It looks like the Lawnmower Man. That's what it is.
It does. It's there are two things. One, it looked like that old Cthulhu on a Train Kickstarter that we covered a while back.
Right,
that
okay.
animation. The second one, so many. It's like such generic in the molds, in the artwork. I mean, everyone. It's like
yeah,
let's
we
not show
often
the
complain
face.
about generic fantasy. This is definitely generic.
Yes.
Cowboy.
Western.
Yeah.
Well, they're definitely trying to go for a realistic look, and they talk about that, right? How they have artists hand draw the actual characters, how they model them up, they hand draw them, and then they take that and they go through this process to make them look realistic. But I
Okay.
think that so I was looking at it, I was watching the video of them doing it, I'm like, I really like the drawn images here. I don't like where this company is taking it into that realistic look. I'm like, let's just stop with the hand draw. Like, I really liked the look of those. Like, let's just stop right there.
But he
Once
also,
you
I
get to
don't-
the people, they're like, oh,
Oh, I played this game in 1995.
I know.
you know what
Right,
I mean?
it
It looks like a bad
right.
computer game. Look
It
at
definitely
this.
made me, I had to look to see if it's a computer game.
does.
Yeah.
It does. It looks like the old arcade shoot 'em ups.
Yeah.
This is a little video before you start blasting away at the screen with the plastic revolver.
Or it looked like those old crime shows where they did the reenactment.
That's true too. Yeah,
It's
like they
like-
couldn't film in court. So this is what happened.
Okay.
It's
Hey,
really
look, go back up.
bad.
They don't really draw faces much. Look, go back up. This guy, they're like, nope, no more, let's not give you any faces.
Yeah, whoever did
And-
the artwork is like, is it okay if everyone wears a hat?
Yeah, so I'm not great with
Everyone's super
faces.
mysterious.
I'm not. Faces are my downfall. It's just. Oh,
You're right.
Yeah, they all have that.
Ah, come on.
I kind of hope it's good.
I do
but
too.
It just I'm worried because it's just so much stuff. Like even on the player board here, there's so much information. You're right. They definitely do not want anyone to.
Avoiding things.
They're all criminals. They're like, do not look at me.
Yeah.
I'm with you because we mentioned before earlier.
It's
There needs to be some more
Toy
Wild West.
Story playable character. That's great.
For me, this one is a perfect example of that whole
Ultimate Old West.
go for quality, not quantity. Like this
I agree.
game, I don't care if your game has 100 possible endings if I never see the first one.
Is this guy Wolverine?
You know what I
in
mean?
that?
Yes, he is.
I want to see.
Oh no, he has knives.
Like I need. I don't know, just less stuff, but better quality looking. Like just better looking stuff. This looks like bloat for the
Change
sake
the
of
hats.
bloat.
See, I don't know. I feel like they're like putting. It's
a big
just
change in
matter,
hats.
It's a matter of like where they're putting that time and energy.
Yeah.
It's like I said, they had artists making the art. They had this, but it's like okay, and then make it 3D and let's blow it up to 100. No, slow down.
Yeah.
Nail one thing. Nail a couple good scenarios.
Right.
Really nail the look you're going for. You know,
I agree.
get some opinions on it maybe.
They have a link to their GeoCity site.
Okay. Well, I was hoping it'd be cool because I like
still
Western
hoping.
games.
It
That being
might
said,
be
yeah.
cool, but
There aren't that many great Western games.
I
I'm
mean-
hoping this is going to be great.
I mean, to be fair, we haven't like talked about the mechanisms of it because it's like we never got to that because of those couple barriers to entry. It felt like, the art
yes,
and then
right.
the art and the 100 campaign and all these variable entries. It's like, oh, hold on, I can't walk away telling you what the mechanisms are because there's those barriers in place early.
Yeah, they're putting that foot forward like
That foot?
Oh, we have 100.
I'm not loving these models.
This idea of like we have 100 scenarios or whatever it is, 100 endings.
That's the most awkward stance I've ever seen.
He's wearing. It looks like he's wearing a mini skirt.
Oh, yep.
There's a lot
Sorry,
there.
What?
Go back
A
and talk
bit- a
about
bit?
The sword should be on the side, too. It just so much going on.
Why you guys making fun of that person's sculpture? Why? It's good.
Also, it's
okay?
really weird to me that they keep. Like, look at that gun.
Perspective! The back of that gun is just a massive triangle.
How could you guys be picking on this? It's good.
Stop. I know. Okay,
I
you're
think
right.
It's real good.
Well, this horse also looks like almost a pig if you look at it closely. It's a real chunky horse. But anyway.
To fly.
Now, I would play a game
It's
based on
Elijah's
just a
horse.
saloon.
You would?
Well, yeah, like if there's a shootout in a saloon. That sounds like a fun game. I don't want it to be part of a bigger game.
Again, I think them mentioning, oh, it's this big, is actually a detractor for me.
Right.
Because I'm like, oof, no thanks. How about you make a game this big and it's a firecracker?
And then you have
As
expansions
opposed to like
later.
maybe 100 things and
Yeah.
like, 60 of them are a
Right.
little clunky. It's like, yeah, I don't want
Give
to
us
run into one of those.
Yeah, I agree.
This actually is more dense than Bantam West.
Yes.
And we thought Bantam West had a little too much stuff in it.
Yeah.
It was a fun game. It wasn't bad, Bantam West, but it was just stuff. And this one is like more than that.
Yeah.
More stuff.
All right.
The horse's name is Chonky?
All right. The Thinning Veil, Cormac Mac art on the other side of midnight.
I was so confused by this.
I really had to, yeah.
I was so
And
confused by
the
this.
Thinning Veil, that's a
So-
new game, right? That's
So
not
the,
an older
the
game.
game, the world is the Thinning Veil.
Okay.
This game is Cormac Mac art on the other side of midnight. The other side of midnight is
Okay.
a place. It's called literally. The place
Okay,
is called
got it.
the other side of midnight.
Well, you gotta give him a credit. At least the name I'm not confusing with another game.
You're not gonna fit.
Right.
And then Cormac Mac
That's two
art
legends from TV.
is, I guess, someone's name. I really thought it was the Thinning Veil presents the art of Cormac Mac.
I did
what I
too.
thought too.
I thought it was an artist.
I'm like,
I
what?
I really thought that. I was like, oh, it's an artist. I don't know. Right. And I tried to go to BGG to look at this one actually, but I don't know if this site was down or BGG was down, but I couldn't. I was like, is this based on something? Is this a 2? But it sounds like no. I will say, I mean, kudos for saying, hey, it's solo and 2-player only. For really
Yeah.
honing in on that.
It might be good. It's very dark, and I don't mean theme, although I guess it's a little dark in theme, but the whole thing is
Like the printing
dark
is
and hard
dark.
to see.
Yeah.
Is this guy covered with worms? That's kind of cool looking.
Or is it fur?
No, it's just rope,
Oh.
and he's wearing a cactus.
Oh, it's the rope demon.
Gonna wager
Or
Texas.
Bigfoot.
This-
No, but I mean, again, I always
I like
complain
it.
that stuff is generic. This is a little off generic, so that's good.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's not.
Bunch of STLs if you want to print your own stuff.
Yeah.
Oh wait, tells us what that guy is. Oh no, is that him?
Yeah,
no, that's
him.
him. That's Cormac.
The other one's
Oh
his
no, the
daughter.
big guy's above. Go up. It's
Vorkaldos.
Vorkaldos. Yeah.
Okay.
Again, this is a huge looking thing.
Yeah,
If you get this game, this is your only game for a few months.
Yeah.
It's that kind of game.
Right.
And I don't know, man. It's just, I'm not feeling it. It's so big. It's so scary. It also looks old school. The font, the graphic design, the naming, the idea feels old school. Mm-hmm. You know? And maybe that's exactly what they're going for. Maybe somebody out there's like, finally, the way they used to make them. Click.
I think for me the problem is I remember when I was looking at my desk 5 minutes ago that I was really intrigued by it. It's like, oh, this was pretty good. But here I am an hour later and I'm like, oh, what did I like about this?
Yeah.
I forgot. Like, it already
Yeah.
disappeared. When I saw that image, I remembered I did like the character that you're building and how you are putting resources into one of your 5 traits, I guess, your health or your heart and your humility, your, I don't know, whatever. And so you're building those up to then spend them in your die roll. You know, you're really kind of beefing up in one. Your faith is one of them, and you're really putting a lot of resources in there, and then you use those for a roll to boost and mitigate. And so I thought that was an interesting concept. It's kind of flexible asymmetry is kind of what I understood, or it's like as you're playing. But yeah, unfortunately, immediately walking in here, it's like, oh, I forgot. What did I like about that? It just kind of went out pretty quick, unfortunately.
All right, Masters of Maple Syrup and Downstream. This cozy now is the new word you will stick in a thing. But these are pocket-sized games for 2, and this is from Firestarter Games, who they made
This last time, right? I mean,
was it the same thing? No, Reforest.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought
Because
this
they're
was
saying
a
that they
reprinting.
reworked these too.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they published them, but now they're...
Oh, they must have published these, and now they're back with second printings of them, reworked, streamlined. But the first time they just printed, and I guess now they're crowdfunding.
I love this maple syrup theme. That's a great theme. I like the
That's
Master
pretty
Maple
cool.
Syrup. I like the look of this game.
Yeah.
I hope the game is good because I think it looks fantastic.
You
I
tap
love-
the trees, which is neat.
Yep.
And I like that the
Best kind of
part of it
trees.
is the whole thing is you give your opponent something.
Right.
You always, for every action, you get something, they get a little something. So it's
Yeah.
managing that. Give them as little as possible. It seems cute. The other one is catching my eye a little more, but this theme is cute.
And I think they both kind of have a little bit of that where you're giving the other player something
Yeah.
as well. On the river one, when you're going down it and you're playing those cards, you have to be careful not to give them too much,
Right.
and playing at your different shores and stuff. So, yeah, I thought these were cute.
Yeah, I'm very interested in both of these. I think they look good. Did they show I'm trying to figure out, did they show anywhere the size of the boxes? Like, is it
I
the
assume
size
they're
of your hand?
Tiny.
I assume they're small,
like
yeah. I
card,
don't
yeah.
know.
It's a file
I
that you
never saw
download.
that.
That's
It's
right.
print and play.
There's a print and play option.
Is there?
Yes, there is. $6.
Did you do it?
I did.
Are you going to print it in color? Do you have a color printer?
Yes, I have a color print.
No.
Yes.
Do you have a color printer?
Not do you have
She didn't ask
access
us
to
the
one.
office has a
No,
color
I
printer.
asked if you have access to one.
All right.
This is good.
I must have scrolled down this
He
one.
didn't
Why did
never
I?
answer, did he?
I do have a color printer, yes.
You
WordWeaver
should print that one.
Adventures.
Actually, print that one.
We already had animals wearing flowers. Now they're wearing stone.
I like that.
Okay.
Oh, I remember this one now. Yeah, I was
Also,
like, I
this
forgot it, yeah.
these people like the same initials: Jillian, Jerry, Judy, and Julia.
Where's
and you
Jenny?
might wonder, how does Jillian get their shirt on? Because that's what I'm thinking about currently. Anyway,
It has buttons in the back, right? This definitely reminds me of
word
like
game,
a
right?
homeschool tool.
Yeah.
You know, this is very, we
agree.
play with our kids at home because they don't want to do language arts that day. And
It's cooperative Scrabble.
right, yes, and it definitely has that feel, which is not a bad thing. That's not a
Look
slight. It's
at that
definitely
beaver's ripped. That beaver's tore up.
Oh.
would you get it?
right now.
Yeah.
No.
When
There's
he was
no way I
younger.
could pay my son to play this with me. But when I was homeschooling, absolutely I would. This would be a staple of every Friday. We did Gaming Friday, and this would be one I would throw in the
I'm
mix.
trying to figure out who they got to do
true.
the art. I mean, because you're saying it's homeschool. I just figured they would just have somebody, maybe someone in their family's an artist, because it's a little disunified, the art, I think. Like, these birds don't seem like they're in the same universe as that. But I
Right.
still like the art. I'm kind of rooting for this one to succeed, almost like a, you can do it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, this is definitely one that I see a place for sure. It's just maybe not the
And I do
general
like word
market.
games. All right. Thorgal, the card game.
This one, reading the description, I thought it was going to be like a very story-driven, then you find out it's pretty much just a battling card game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like...
I was definitely disappointed by that. I was like, oh, wait, I get it now.
yeah, yeah.
There was a
What did you think it was
letdown
gonna
to
be?
it. I didn't have any idea. I was
It's
like, oh,
story-driven.
maybe a story, maybe some
Yeah.
narrative.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
a really
no.
interesting world. I thought, I was intrigued by a lot of it. And then I was like, oh, it's a card battler.
Yeah.
Very quickly, I feel like it felt to me very quickly like a TCG kind of game.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yep.
I did not see
This artwork is reminding me of the old newspaper comic art for like King Arthur or Prince Caspian. That's what I'm thinking. Prince Caspian. It looks very similar to that. Like,
It looks like old
This-
CCG artwork to me. You know what I mean?
This font is rough, too.
I really, yeah.
I think it looks pretty cool. I would mess with it. I don't know. I don't have any love for this theme. I barely am aware of it. I know that they've made other games with this theme. I believe it's based on a comic or some kind of, intellectual property.
I'm
But
scrolling.
yeah, but I'd try it.
It
I
looks
like this
Conan
kind of thing.
adjacent almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially artwork-wise, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. All right.
Yeah, so it's
Loot.
a comic. Okay.
Loot boxes. You want to print your own loot boxes? I was going to ask Camilla this because I'm curious. Would you print these?
No.
Oh.
It's only for war games, right?
Right, it's not the kind of games that I would play. I mean, it's little portable measuring, little portable,
Yeah.
I like
loot
that
box is
concept.
good.
And if they could license it to a miniature game I might play, like let's say X-Wing or something, that'd be
Yeah.
cool. If that stuff, or a game that came with these had this stuff in it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those that I definitely think there's a place for again. It's just, it's not in my wheelhouse at all.
Size of that. Yeah.
You want to print it for no reason, no.
Well, I'm like,
You're trying to find a reason to use it, aren't you?
yeah, because it's...
Yeah, I mean,
Do you put stuff in there?
if it was like, if something like this was made for components, and it it's stacked up like it does and then has a securing lid and you can store it in a game box, for components, something like that. So you're out here, take it out, all the trays. Like, I think that would be an interesting concept. But that doesn't look like that. Looks like components are going to get stuck. It's more like for traveling and taking your stuff around, not for usability and gameplay.
Got it.
All right. Guys, I want this.
I do
This is
too, but not for that
insane.
price.
I didn't-
want
Did you
this.
see how much this is?
I want you to get it for me.
I didn't make
Okay.
it past like that first image. I was like, oh, a big
$12,000.
guy.
That's 200, right?
Yeah.
No, 124.
$124.
Now, you
What's
know
it
I will
made of?
sometimes splurge
whose
on
blood
dice
comes
and
in it?
things. But I
Plastic, I'm guessing.
cannot justify 124 for a single die.
This will look
What, is it
good.
glass? Is it
No,
plastic?
no, it's plastic. I'm
It doesn't even
guessing.
look that good, though. I can't read the numbers
The
on
only
it.
good one is that one too. That's the funny thing.
Yeah,
Literally
that-
every other
good
one is like,
point.
ugh,
You don't like the purple one?
ugh. I don't like any of them except the
No,
original.
that shiny one.
The only one that looks good is that one because it looks like it's translucent.
You need to keep it in a
All the other
D&D
ones,
room
that looks terrible. All the
For
other
that-
ones look terrible.
for that one roll that matters.
And
So
in
the
the
whole
video,
screen
my
can
man
see it.
actually rolls it.
Wow.
Does he really? I
He
didn't watch the
does
video.
with one hand.
Oh,
he
wow,
just
that's
goes,
terrible.
oh, it's so
Look at that. That
ridiculous.
doesn't even look like it has the same fonts on it. The 20 is like they forgot to bold it or something.
Yeah, no, I think this looks really bad, Tom. But if you really want it, I mean,
Joey will get it for you.
Oh,
Joe
we'll all pitch
printed
in.
it.
I was going to say, he's going to print it for me. I don't want that one.
Wait, why do you want this? Tell me why. Give me your pro-con list.
For D&D in
I
there.
want to know. I want to put it on the shelf
he
and
wants
just look
to
at
put
it.
somewhere.
You know what would
and
be
look
great
at
is
it.
if he had his DM screen up there,
Yeah.
and we just hear every time he rolls, wha-bam!
I want to attach
He
a
just
stick
rolls
to
it.
it, and then it's my scepter at Dice Tower conventions. I walk around, and I'm like, welcome. Okay, that's going too far. I've gone too far.
That'd
Bring
be
me
pretty
back.
awesome, though.
Wow, that
That would
no,
be pretty
On a
awesome.
staff.
That was too,
On a staff, Gandalf.
you want, so you legitimately want this?
Yes.
Okay, I can't justify paying the money for it, but if I could get this for a cheaper price, I'd buy it in a second.
Like
And that's the one you
would.
get, right?
Like
The
how
shiny
much?
one.
Yeah, like
How
where
much would I
is your
pay for
price?
that? $50. And even that, I would go, ooh.
Don't we have big dice? Yeah, we got one right there. Why
They're
do you
not
need
that
another
big.
one?
It's not D20.
It's not
He
that
wants it to
pretty.
be a D20, 20 faces.
You have one right here.
No,
and
that
I
one's
bought that
trash.
one. So that's cool.
So you
How
don't
much
need
is
another
this?
one. You
Yeah,
have
it
one.
is.
You guys mocked that
Why
one when
do
I
you
looked
need
at
two?
it.
Because this one's garbage, Tom. To
To be fair, that one looks like
it's
trash.
terrible.
Yeah.
Ah, it feels so good, though. I love
You
the
like
feel.
that?
I really do.
He made that.
Have you ever used it?
Man, icing.
Yeah, probably. He displays it.
Oh, you've
counts.
emotionally used it. Okay.
Yeah.
It does look like icing, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks.
I'm happy with this purchase.
What
This
if I
was
could-
much cheaper.
What about a cake like this? Could you make a cake shaped like this?
Oh,
I bet
that,
somebody could.
with
Have
fondant.
you seen Cake Boss?
No.
He could do it.
Yeah, he could do it. He would yell the whole time.
He would.
At his family.
Is that the guy who
Right.
curses at the
Aw.
kids?
No, that's a clown.
This is
All right. Anyhow,
Would you
and
rather
also
be
this
talking
one.
about that die?
there was
You
a lot
rolled-
of drama behind that. I
what'd you
really
roll?
wasn't
A
sure
19.
which way it was
Oh,
going.
can't see
I know.
Oh.
See, I'd rather you just. I would rather you have done this. Look.
Yeah, right? That's what
See,
you do.
that's
You-
the same thing as revealing the scores
here.
slowly.
What's
Why'd you
the
roll it?
answer?
Why'd you
12.
roll it, huh?
I do, like this.
Hey, oh, you want me? There, that's what I rolled. There, that's what I
not?
rolled.
I like
Moving on.
There.
Rebirth.
No, the drama.
Mighty Boards. So
Takes way
Rebirth,
too long.
a new game. This one's making bank. It almost has 5,000 backers.
Knizia is back. It's a
man.
Renaissance.
And they say this is a new game. And
You know what it looks like? An old game.
It does.
No, this one
It
has
really
miniatures.
does.
This game put me to
This
sleep
has
like
mini
3
castles
times.
on it. And
There's
cathedrals you
something
can visit.
about it. The game's map, the cover look amazing. Like, they really look just vibrant, spectacular, dare I say cozy. The gameplay looked like business as usual for Knizia. It really did.
is there anyone here or anywhere in the Dice Tower who might not agree with you?
Nope,
Maybe.
no one I can think of.
Streed? Not right now.
I really like how this looks, though, man.
It looks great. I just
That board looks
I'm worried
great.
that it's gonna be really boring.
I hope it's good.
See, I
I have high
definitely was.
hopes.
What did you think?
I
You
thought
thought
the
it was-
cover was cool, but it lost
hope-
me after that. I was like, I don't care for the board. I don't care for the tokens. I don't care for the scoring.
Little
If it's-
castles? There's
I
little
didn't
castles?
care. Like this, there was nothing about this pulling me in. In
Little
fact,
cathedrals?
And I was rooting
Oh.
for this too. That's the thing. I'm like, okay, good. New Knizia. Not just a reimplementation of something.
Right.
But then I started looking at it and I'm like, it's kind of a reimplementation.
It's $50 for all that
other
stuff, though.
stuff.
That's a
It's-
great price.
Yeah, yeah.
fine. Doesn't mean I want to play it.
I'll
Who
play
knows?
it.
Only $6. I'm
I'd
not like
play
it's
it.
only $6.
But
Is
here we
there
go.
anybody-
Mike Delicio says, well, business as usual with Knizia is genius. So we're good. That wasn't condescending enough. Let me try again. Well, business as usual with Knizia is genius. So we're good.
So wait, Mike is stupid too? Good grief.
I'm just suggesting he might have a speech
You're
impediment.
going to see him in 4 days. He's going to beat you up.
How?
With the help of Knizia.
That'd be great, actually. I'll take it if Knizia will show up.
You have a bow tie imprint on your forehead. You won't believe what happened to me.
So there I was talking trash about Rebirth.
Well, I think I'm actually on Mike's side on this one. I think this one looks good.
I think it looks
good.
good too. Looks like he's trying to put more
outside
plastic
the
stuff in there.
All right.
The message is coming from inside the studio.
Amsterdam Board Game Design Season 1. I don't know if this is the best way to do it, but a new company here, and they're just releasing 3 small little card games.
It was an interesting story. Wait, are you gonna tell me the story was fake? Like, is this was not for the camera, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Like the whole story of how this company came to be and what they're doing, their philosophy. Oh, I'm
How
sure it
would
was
I
like
know
a Blair
that?
Witch thing
About the
again.
murder
Last
thing?
time,
Oh, okay. I want you to. It's like a Blair Witch thing. So I was like, oh, it's a really cool like story about how they came together and they're supporting different designers. Like they have a play group, pretty much, of like teachers and in their area here, and so they each individually design games and come and play with them or play test them together.
Yeah.
They're just trying to support that.
Where does this Blair Witch thing come in? I was
You
waiting for
Remember,
a turn.
because last
You weren't
year
here for that?
there was something that I thought was a really unique, like origin story kind of thing, and then they told me it was fake, and I went home and cried myself to sleep.
Okay, I'll tell the
Not a
story
big deal.
correctly
That's
now.
how it went.
Last week, I think it was, or the
was
week
it last
before.
week? It's been a while.
6 years ago, we're watching a project, and the project is about a game that was found at
Yeah.
a yard sale. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's a game with no background. No one
Pretty
knows
cool.
what it is.
Looked pretty neat.
We remade it.
Yeah.
It was
And it's
fake?
from the guy who made the Blair Witch Project.
I didn't
It's
know what
like,
that meant.
You think it might be real?
I
So
thought
it's
maybe
clearly
it was
it's
a movie.
a fake game. They show you like some fake.
Why are
you
we
know,
duplicating this conversation?
I don't know.
and
I
so
summarized
she's like,
very
"Oh,
quickly.
I thought it was really something they found." I'm like, "No, it's
Yeah.
a bit, you know, to sell
No,
you this game."
I missed that.
And now she thinks everything's a bit.
Right, 'cause
These
you guys
don't really
tricked
know
me.
each other.
You
Do
guys
they really
tricked
know
me.
each other?
Right.
Okay, so
I'm
30,
wrong to be suspicious now?
30
I'm
euros
wrong to
for
be
these
scarred and
games. I think
traumatized?
these look cool.
Yep.
I am tired of games
Yeah,
being
I think
called
it's cool.
Babel. I know they're spelling this one differently. It's like Bible with an A.
Yeah.
Babel.
Babel,
Babel.
yes.
But the one that interests me the most is the one
Time
where you-
Zoo.
That's the name I like the best, but I think the one where you're building the little towers, I like that one. That's the This one, I can't pronounce it.
Oh, that one was pretty
Gorshapod.
cute, actually, right?
Yeah,
It
I
seems
really
pretty-
liked how you built
Well, no,
the
but-
buildings there. I thought that looked great.
Well, I liked it that as soon as someone builds that 5th, you're done. So you want to try and make them as big and beefy as possible, but also pressing that enemy. Someone, like I said before, can just rush that end game. You're like, and then you're left with nothing. So,
That's a great logo that you could use.
oh, that does look like
I
you.
could just steal it, you mean? I
Well,
don't think I should.
All you do is change the pips.
Oh, that is really
If you
good.
change the pips, it is a new logo.
It
2 and
does
4.
look like you.
Done. I will be suing you, Toot Sweet, for using my likeness.
And then Time Zoo. I like the art in these games too. This is a small company. This is kind of a new thing. I kind of am rooting for these guys. This is a nice little launch. Almost feels like it doesn't. If they didn't need Kickstarter, this would be a good first-time booth at a convention.
I
and they have
agree,
these 3
yes.
games, and maybe
they're-
they will.
They seem very different. They feel very different. They look very different.
I would pick these
yeah.
up at a booth.
I absolutely.
yeah, like
I would.
it's more like a booth purchase.
I agree.
First of all, a time zoo would be the best zoo in the world. Every animal throughout time. Yeah,
That would be great.
that would be so good, right?
Future ones too.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't think of future ones.
You didn't?
That's
wow.
after.
Time works
works
in
in
both
both,
directions.
I don't worry about the
Past,
future.
present,
Time is a
future
circle. Shrinkopolis
is done.
was not funded. Forget it then. Next, Feudum.
Whoa.
All right, so you might have noticed Feudum if you're on the Dice Tower forums and Facebook because he keeps spamming. But Feudum came out 6 years ago, something
Yeah.
like that.
Back when we covered that Blair Witch thing
What?
And
What
this-
is Blair Witch?
6 years ago.
Will you shut up? Okay, so Feudum, here's the thing. I really feel like Feudum has a bit of false advertising.
Did it have
Yes,
minis
I
originally?
agree.
Because they keep showing that cool monster, and
Oh
he
my
is
gosh.
barely in this game.
That's right. Okay, good. Because I was like,
so-
this looks good. There's a dragon, a monster.
And I have to tell you, it's gotten me like
A
3
ro-
times. 3 times I've clicked on that ad. I'm like, yeah, big mech robots. I'm in, and then I click on this, and I'm like, oh, it got me again. Like 3
Okay.
times it's happened.
So here's where the game is really
Makes
cool.
me so sad.
The outside of the board has these guilds. I'm trying to find a picture of the board. I don't know if there is one.
I like that guy. Behemoth plush.
Yeah, well. Anyway, so the outside of the board has these guilds. I'll just show the whole board right here.
Okay.
So on each side, there's 3 guilds.
Yes.
And each of those
The
guilds
Lollipop Guild.
affects the guild that's next to it. And maybe on the other side of the board, too.
Okay.
So there's like different actions. So you take an action in this guild, and it affects these guilds. That's really neat.
Love it.
Then they throw in this map. And moving on the map, and hopefully, I haven't seen a new one, but see these numbers here? Those matter. Sometimes they're symbols, sometimes it's a number. And I found it to be a bit obtuse. And in fact, that was my concern about the whole game, is it was just too much. It was obviously a first-time designer. He did a lot of stuff, threw everything in the kitchen sink in. And the game got okay reviews. I mean, I didn't love it, but other people did. And now he's reprinting it. People are going gangbusters. People want it.
I want the mech game. I thought it was.
But it definitely, for me, the original one was a form over function. But let's see what's new.
What's new?
All
Robot.
A
right.
new robot.
Clockwork Behemoth.
Yeah, it's just more stuff, but and here more clearly marked vessel routes. Okay, that was a problem I had with the
Okay.
original game. They were hard to see. The shilling cost based under the goods. Yes, they needed to do that. Position of starting resources. Great. So he added some functional things in there. But again, every picture you see this monster guy. He shows up barely in the game. But that being said, a lot of people did like the game, and also people loved it. So go for it. Also, it is a big box full of a lot of pieces for $75. The pricing on this one's
Okay.
pretty decent.
That's good.
Is this in the Dice Tower library? I don't think it is.
This is not for me. I am not for
Pass.
this. I don't know.
Wow, rude.
No. I mean, like, I don't like it.
I feel like I got with the robot,
Well, that I agree
What
on.
rhymes?
and I don't like the art.
Did you say pork rinds?
I said
Pork
that
rinds?
rhymes.
Okay.
Oh, pork rinds.
I don't know
Here's
if I
another
heard
grouping,
pork rinds.
and this is from 25th Century. And when I run into Chad at the next con that he's at, I need to ask him what makes him decide.
Okay, first of all, name dropping.
Right?
much?
Chad.
Chad.
It says it
who?
right here.
Do you?
Chad.
You could have just said, the whole name from 25th Century Games, and then you wouldn't have sounded so.
Anyway, next one I
Right.
run into him, I'm
My
curious
buddy.
what makes him put a game on a
Let me get you.
Kickstarter as opposed to just publishing it.
That
Ooh,
is
I know. Ooh, I
interesting.
know, I know,
You
I
should
know.
have him on the podcast and ask him. 'Cause that's interesting.
Answer.
Money.
But I mean, why wouldn't they?
Money.
Why wouldn't they
makes the
all?
world go around?
Because we just
Why
got some
wouldn't they
games
all
from
go
him.
on it then? If it was for money, I mean, why would they all go
Oh,
on
his
it?
answer is dumb.
Oh, okay.
We just reviewed Donut Shop,
Rude.
Yeah.
and we have out there we have what's that stock exchange? Isn't that from them, right?
I don't know. It had an exchange in it, so I skipped it.
Okay, about this, I will say the fact that several projects on here do not describe how the game plays. That's frustrating. Like, watch this video. We want to tell you in text. They describe 4 games how they
This is
play.
my favorite. Okay, not only is
He
like
should
its
give
main
classes.
video, its main video is all 4 and such a great focus on each, but then each one individually has an under a minute how to play game. I was like, yes.
This
I mean,
can be done,
oh
right?
my
It can
gosh,
be done.
this should be the model for everything. Fantastic, like not production, but organization of this Kickstarter page. It made me so happy.
And balls of the art, too, by the way.
I didn't mean to get us off track with why these are Kickstarter. Now, I will say
No.
these, I mean, 25th Century is on point these days with
They
the
are.
production. These all are interesting themes.
I like
They're
that one,
interesting
too.
productions. This Wine Cellar looks great. Big
Yes.
Sur looks great. Also, it's an operating system. I learned that. Sand Art is my favorite of the
I feel like
themes.
I've seen it before, but there was
Really?
a roll and write or something.
No,
like that,
we
right?
talked about it in
Yeah.
the news
Yeah,
one time.
we talked about it in the
Oh,
news.
so it
and
was this one that
Smorgasbord,
came-
yeah.
okay.
And we
Yes,
didn't know
yes,
if
yes.
it was roll and write or
I think
not. yeah.
Sand Art is cool, and it makes sense as a roll and write. This would be one where I would actually have fun coloring in that
Yes.
bottle
Right.
filled
Yep.
with sand.
Right.
Yep.
And then Grand Central Skyport, which unfortunately looks a little, the cover looks like a couple other sky.
It does. Like
Yeah,
that
it
one with the
does.
flying whale.
But
kinda
with
looks like
balls of
that
the
one
art.
to me.
Mythwind.
But that
Yeah.
board looks
So good.
so good.
I really
Yes.
am. This is
Yeah,
my
it looks so good.
of the
What?
4. That's the one that's like captivating.
That's not what
me
I thought he
the
was
most.
going to
like,
say.
Spoilers.
This one could have been one on its own, by the way. This one almost doesn't match the other 3.
But in a way, kudos for putting them together, and I love that it's not.
Right.
We see a lot of 3 small games together, and it's making sense why they're compiling them together, right?
Yeah.
Because
Right.
one can't pull it. This one can pull it, but it's also in with regular little $10, $15 games as well. So so bringing attention to those, but also if you want a big package, you get a discount on everything. Again, I think that this is such a phenomenal way to run a Kickstarter.
I agree.
$65 for 4 games is also a great price.
Right, and
And the
that's
deluxe isn't much more.
the deluxe isn't to get
Right.
4 deluxe
$10?
games.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
Okay,
agree.
what do you think the difference is in backers then?
Oh, I can't imagine anyone
thinking 1
doing
to
the
10.
65.
Well, there's going to be
1
somebody.
to 10. Okay.
Somebody did, I'm sure, but
All right,
We also
my
have to
down
take into
there.
account how many people did
Okay,
this.
all 4. 51 backers compared to 301.
so there are
wasn't quite
51
there.
stupid
Oh,
people in the
yeah.
world.
You need a couple hundred more, but you're
They're
there.
saving $10, Joey.
They are saving $10. You don't get the
You
little.
can put those $10 towards something else this
Like a
week.
print and play. One.
Jason would be
Ooh,
that.
good to print
Jason's like,
that.
you can just play on paper.
That's true.
He always says that.
true.
And I'm like, then you get the lowest quality one.
Yeah, this one, in each of these games, again, like we were just talking about the last one, they each feel unique, look unique, are different spots in the collection even.
Yes.
They
That
all
wine
look well
cellar would look
developed,
good.
not just rounded together like, oh, here's some half done games. You know, I thought, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. How to Save a World, 3 Desperate Plans. So this one is this is from Burn Island Games, and I like their stuff. I was like, ooh, How to Save a World. Then I scrolled down and looked at the board. I'm like, wow, that looks very much like that evacuation board almost that came
Yeah,
out.
a little.
yeah, it
Very
does.
simplified
Yeah.
version of that, yeah.
But Burn Island Games has done well by me so many times that I am definitely interested in this game.
I really like the scoring, I guess, mechanism at the end, where there's 3 different ways to save the world, and they go in order of 1, 2, 3. Of course, first is lasers, second is shields, third is evacuation, I think. And
Yeah, that's the last
you don't
resort.
know which one is going to trigger, so it's
Right.
like you want your way to win. But it's only like if the lasers go off, then that's it. And then if you went into evacuation, then nothing.
Right.
And so, but you have to go for that third rung, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. I don't know if I'm explaining this right, but I really like that idea. It's like what eggs are you putting what basket are you putting your eggs in? There it is. I nailed it.
Right, you did it, yep.
Yep.
Who's the
I like
designer?
the idea of that. I like the idea of you don't know how something's going to end,
Right.
so you need to hedge your bets.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
You have a
Last
green
Aurora does that a little bit, where you don't know if
Yeah.
somebody makes it to the ship, you score one wave. No one makes it. you score slightly different.
Right, and I like
Yeah.
that. And so you're kind of, trying to keep a balance in all things until you go right into one thing and you're like, oh, I really hope that pans out.
Yeah.
I
like that.
Yuval, hang on, what's the name? Yuval Grinspun. That's kind of a cool last name.
Grinspun is the follow-up to Wormspan.
We haven't seen Endeavor
third
Deep
one.
Sea yet, have we? Has that come through?
A what?
Endeavor Deep Sea, has that come through? I just
No,
saw that was
I'm
No, it's
super
it's
sorry.
right about now. This is
Okay.
the only game this person has designed, so that's
Yes.
interesting.
It's the only one they've published.
Designed.
Huh.
Well, I don't know. On BGG, you're allowed to put anything you want.
Oh, that's true, aren't you? Aren't you?
Yeah. I have 25 games in there. Go look.
You do?
I do not.
I'm going to go add some now.
All right,
You asked for it.
Catstronauts, the board game.
Oh,
So this is actually a very nice sequence where we're about to see that cat die.
Catstronauts. Castronauts. Something totally
Well, watch
different.
them out.
Castro-
Okay,
Yeah.
right here.
That's a
Ooh.
different game.
Too soon.
Wait, what?
You heard what he said.
I didn't remember what you said.
Yeah, I said too soon. Okay.
This is from Atlas Games, so it kind of fits in their wheelhouse. Often their games, but not always, often their games are games that gamers like who watch our show would not necessarily enjoy, but sometimes. I was just reading a quote from a guy who used to work at the company who said, people don't like their main game, which is Gloom.
Gloom.
Mm-hmm.
He said, but also it sold 400,000 copies, so who cares?
Yeah.
All right,
That was
yeah.
kind of his quote.
Yes,
You know.
that makes
Agreed.
sense. Yep.
Did it? I mean, this is
good.
gonna
Cute.
sell based on the cats.
Yeah.
Well, it's based on a comic or something too, right? There's something behind
Yes,
it.
It's
And I was
based on
like,
some comic.
and
right.
it definitely felt like, oh, if you like that, then here's a game for it. If you don't, then keep scrolling. And that's kind of like, okay, done. Like, it's,
Okay,
it's
well,
not for me.
again, we're letting you all know about it.
Yep.
How about Hex Effects, a spellbinding card game? I'll tell you what, we say there's
Take that.
too many games these days, but these are all getting back. There's a lot of money in today. in
I
this week's
know, yeah.
Kickstarters.
This is the one that had the biggest. There was the biggest disconnect for me between the look of the game and how much I want to play that game. I really like the look. I love the plague doctor thing and all sorts of terrible stuff happening to him on the cards. So cool. Love the look. Love the aesthetics. The game is basically Uno, but slightly different.
Yeah.
You have cards in front of you, and this card is bad for your doctor that's getting a worm in his ear, so bam. And then you can cover something up and discard that. And it's a take that game. There's nothing else there. I like the look. Give me some artwork. I'll frame it. We'll laugh about it.
Alrighty, folks. Well, that are the games. Those games. We're gonna to look at a few non-game projects.
Yeah.
But before we do that, let's go back to Mark.
Street again?
Hey folks, welcome back to another Dice Tower Preview Recap. I'm Mark, and of course, I'm here with Alita, and we just have a couple games to look at, so let's get to it. And first up, we have Never Rift TCG. Now, yes, this is a collectible card game, but it is also Card Battler. Well, you're more trying to tame the monsters. So monsters can attack top, bottom, left, right. You'll be shifting them on the battlefield, as well as putting places out and using spells to aid you in your conquest. And lastly, we have Mythic Battles Isfet. Now, this is set in ancient Egypt, and you're going to be battling with ancient gods. You're going to have titans, heroes, and monsters, along with some troops. Like, you might have some zombies in tow in order to aid you in your battles. And there's all kinds of different ways to play, all kinds of different stats and abilities for these creatures and gods and monsters. Just a really well done miniatures-based battler. And of course, you could do skirmishes or simply jump into the scenarios, which is how I like to play. And now for my pick of the week. So this was actually very tough because I really enjoyed both these games. Never Rift is definitely a game I'm going to jump into and collect the cards and so forth because I really liked how it played. But I'm going to give it up for Mythic Battles Isfet just because the epic scale of the game is huge. And I love all the powers and abilities, the giant miniatures on the board. Just the table presence alone is phenomenal. But on top of that, all the different powers and the stats and the sliders that you use to adjust your stats when you take damage, and the simple combat is really, really well done. Alright folks, if any of these games look like they might be of interest to you, please check out our full preview. And if you want your game featured as a Dice Tower preview, please shoot me an email. Alright folks, until next time, we'll see you at the table.
You gotta start running away. I mean, I don't get it. It's
No, the dog's gone.
All right. We have some non-Kickstarter project. I mean, some non-Kickstarter, some non-game projects. If you find something like that, send it to us at tom@dicetower.com. All right.
The weirder, the better.
I'm backing this first one here.
You are?
I'm going to, yes. This
Which
is
one is this one?
G.I. Joe, a Real American Hero Compendium set. I've always wanted this.
Is it just comic books?
$1.7 million.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, but
Is
they're
it
bringing them all back. I mean, these are hard to find.
Got it.
Okay, so it's
All right.
cartoons. Like
That's what I wasn't
paper
sure.
cartoons, right? That doesn't sound condescending enough. It's just like
No, bring back the accent.
kids drawing papers.
Anyhow,
Yes?
this is very exciting for me. I've always loved G.I. Joe, and the comics were a bit better than the cartoon. Now, it's cheesy. They're all cheesy and stuff, but I don't know. I just
How
love
big
it.
is this?
It looks ridiculously big.
It really looks like it's ridiculous.
Which set you can get? Cobra or?
I don't know.
Where
I'm going to
you-
get the one that has, what's his name in it?
What would fit in
When,
one of
what's his
these?
name shows up?
Little.
The Serpentor.
Oh
think so?
yeah.
That was my favorite moment in the cartoon when Serpentor
looks
showed
cheap
up.
enough for it. They lay on their. Okay, never mind.
Go Joe. Yeah, I'm excited about this.
you know
I'm pretty
G.I.
sure
Joe?
that people
Heard
died
of
in the
them.
comics as opposed to
I
the
think
cartoon.
So. I never read them in continuation because you couldn't find them.
Have you read them?
I read some of them, yeah.
You read them, I'm guessing.
Just some, because again, they were hard to find.
Yeah.
How
I
much
usually
is all this, like getting the whole shebang?
I'm afraid to look.
A little bit more than
You
one
said you're
dice.
backing it. What's it matter?
Well, I haven't decided if I'm going to do the 300 back all.
Well, that
of them.
means
Are
you're
you
still not
insane?
going to read them unless you get it all. You're in the same boat as before.
All right.
Yeah.
I can
Okay.
get one of them.
Yeah, it's an all or nothing
So you're
type
not really
deal.
excited
What are
about
you
it.
talking
Yeah.
That's what
So you
radio
don't
really like
is,
G.I. Joe.
I'm so
Tom.
excited. I'm gonna
Oh,
get it.
no.
Wait, no.
You guys have.
I'm not.
You've convinced me. Let me spend my money.
Yeah.
You can get
What,
a
you
dice for
children?
this.
The more you
Yeah,
know,
you could.
man.
You could get what, 2 dice? You said there were 150. You could get 2 dice or this.
I'm not getting the.
I'm not weighing it. I'm actually holding 2 dice.
I thought so, yeah.
I realized.
Don't do that action on camera, okay?
Yeah.
do it
Yeah,
some more. And then
I'm
stand still.
highly
People may
uncomfortable.
manipulate your
Do you
image.
want the fat Tony?
I really
the
do.
precision
this looks
pizza?
good.
Are you being
This is some
serious?
serious
'Cause
fire
I'm
in
super
this thing.
serious about
This
this.
looks
I love
good.
this.
This needs to be in the office, Tom.
Oh, Tom.
Tom,
How much is this?
Oh no, you already convinced
How
me to
about if
spend my money.
instead of you
I'm
buying-
spending my money on G.I. Joe. Too late
I'll
now.
bag G.I. Joe for you if you get one of these for the office.
This is so
at any
cool.
level.
The price
I want.
of 3 dice. Here's the thing: when you make your own pizza, you can get really creative when you do a personal pan because
Oh,
you're
yeah.
like, you know what? Let's just try this. It's great.
I'm telling you,
can-
this looks really good. It has the
Yes.
stone, the
Look how
covering.
good
He
that
said
picture
like they made a big deal of
Yeah.
it maintaining a consistent heat. The thermometer, the whole thing looks
Oh, yeah.
really cool.
You're not allowed to do cheese or pepperoni because that's too
Problem is,
boring.
where do
Don't
you
order
keep
those.
this? Doesn't this heat up your kitchen
Camilla's
way too
desk.
much? Wouldn't that be a problem?
Here's my other
I don't
question
think so. I
about
think that's
this.
the whole point of it being like contained, though. I mean, the oven really heats it up. For example, like I used to have a toaster oven, and I don't think I ever used my oven after getting a toaster oven because it was small and more contained of heat. So I think as opposed to having a pizza stone like in your oven, it's probably going to cook it better, and I would assume be less.
What else can
Let's
you
see.
put in this?
Dispersion.
That's what I need to know.
Anything you would put on a pizza stone.
Calzones.
Thanks. You've deviated
Hot
2 degrees from
Pockets?
pizza.
Hot pockets. No.
Can I put burritos in this?
Probably.
I would, yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
But
I
why
mean,
would
I've
you
done,
do that
like-
when you can make a pizza? Oh my goodness.
Right. I've also
That.
made like meatballs
Okay, but are
on
these
pizza
custom-made
stones
pizzas
and-
too, though, right? These aren't
Yeah.
store-bought pizzas.
Correct.
Right.
So
Yeah.
there's
can
still
also-
another step involved.
No, you can also
Yeah,
put a
but-
store-bought pizza on this. There's no reason not to. It's just a different way to cook it.
The
What about
point is-
leftover pizza? You think that would taste good in this?
Yeah.
Absolutely, it
The
would.
point being, if you get this,
I'm not.
You will be my hero.
No. This is the first half. If someone gets this, it is Tom. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
We
No, if
need
someone
this.
gets this, you're also doing yourself a disservice if you don't
What?
also get into making pizza, is what I'm saying.
Not the dough though. We can buy the
No, I think you should. This is a great. I want to get into a
team
new
building
hobby.
exercise.
No, I
What
want
you
to get
said.
into a new hobby, and that hobby is ballooning up to 400 pounds, baby.
No, this
With
is-
pizza all day, day.
This absolutely, I would get this and teach my son to use it, and then he can make his own pizzas.
Oh, so you wanted
You know.
to.
That
so
would
like,
not
so
end poorly at
it
all.
can like do, parenting for you kind of thing. That's why you
No,
wanted,
no,
right?
because he's staying like home alone now and stuff. Like if he could make his own lunch, it's just another avenue for him to do it.
You want to come home and find pizza made.
He does. No,
There
I
it
mean,
is. I'm liking that.
Yeah, I like where this is
Would.
going. Talking
No.
he
vacuous.
would.
My wife would kill me if I bought another single-use thing.
Well, what if it was delivered here? Hear me out.
They gave this to me to review. It's like, okay.
She has access to the accounts.
Oh, then no.
They can help you out with that, man.
Okay.
Well, say better than the pellets now. Oh, we're back.
Seatmate. Now, this has been, I've seen ads for this
Funny, I
everywhere.
haven't.
It's making bank.
Well, I have a
All I'm
pet.
saying is
So
my-
oh, you do too, though.
My Great Dane will not fit on that.
I need to message him and
I'm
say,
convinced.
No, but
It will
I
need
could
the
see you
ramp,
say
you know what I mean?
Mike DeLisio buying this.
I do.
Okay.
Oh.
But here's the thing, is that little area going to warm up? Because if it's a cat or dog, they're going to want a little warm area.
And can you crawl up that ramp?
And can you put a pizza? Can you put a pizza
No.
oven on it?
Can Bell crawl
Make it a
up that
pizza and then it's warm. You need both of these.
ramp? This is true.
Oh, look at that cute puppy though. It's like some sort of long sausage dog.
My opinion is if you have a dog that needs to do that to get in your bed, your dog's too small.
Or your bed's
I
too
agree. No.
high. Or
Yes.
you need
No,
to
my
not-
dogs can just...
If your dog
Does
needs
your
one
dog
of those,
get on the bed?
Yes,
Yes.
it does.
You need to
with
teach
a
it
little
not
thing.
to do that.
No, with a little
I like
ramp.
the
It
dogs.
uses a ramp.
My-
Want 'em in
mine
there in
has
the
a
bed?
ramp.
I don't love it, but they like me, so who am I to say no? I say no, for everything
Mine has
else.
stairs.
No.
No. The dog needs stairs. It's too small, and I'm probably going to step on it.
Tom dog get on the roof.
Curse. Say naughty words.
Well, they definitely open the door. My dog...
Have you
Open
seen
the
that?
door?
Yeah, my
His
dog
dog-
just goes up, opens the door, and comes in
Yeah.
the house.
It is the creepiest thing when there's no one there and you just see that,
Yeah.
and it's locked, so the dog just keeps trying the door.
I had to change door handles on mine because my dog.
his dog can open those
But
now.
they
No.
figured out how to do them.
I do need to change the doorknob on that.
Yeah.
I just need to hire I don't know how to do it myself, so...
Does your dog make collect calls?
From inside the house.
Oh, look at that dog!
Oh, why? No.
What would they say? Kill me.
Oh,
Had to put a pug in that.
gosh, why?
You know what, though? I really think... I mean, this is doing well. This is definitely something people want.
Oh yeah, big time.
Oh, and for sure, if I could actually get my dog, well, one, if they made it like 12 times as big, but also if they made the one beside the couch there, and my dog would actually stay there and not get on the couch, well, I would pay money for that.
This is also good for old people. No, I'm no joke, because you don't have to bend over to pick
Oh, I
up your
thought you meant you
dog.
wanted one for the old person.
the ramps.
I was like, oof.
It's good for old people.
I got this for you, Grandma.
Grandma, go to bed. Go to bed. Climbing up the thing.
No.
Curling up.
Quiet.
What is wrong with you? Treating old people like this.
You said it. You said it.
Anyway, you have to bend over to pick up the dog. This would be really good for that. You know what? You've ruined it. All right. Tiny spaces. It's a dollhouse that converts to a bookshelf.
This just looks like a bookshelf that the kids are imagining
yeah.
is also a dollhouse.
I
Right?
agree.
Did anybody else pick up on that?
Right, yeah,
Did you see how much work it is for her to take it apart each time? I'm like, no.
No.
The whole point of a
Play
dollhouse.
with your bookshelf.
Right.
The whole point of a dollhouse is you can close it
Done.
and you're done.
Yep.
Yeah, no
And yet
way.
people are backing this
And
though.
also, bookshelf. Where do those books go? It's like, oh, you want the dollhouse? Hold on, let me move my
Yes.
25 pounds of books.
Oh,
Anyone who
here,
does this
No, I'm
has
sorry, no.
too much time in their hands.
here's a tablet.
This doesn't make sense.
Just watch
This is either one of those things, maybe. But you can't really be both.
Also, if you have a 360-degree spinning dollhouse, those dolls are going to be taking
they're-
flight.
Oh, that's
course.
part of the game, right? That's what you're supposed to do, right?
Put a dog on there
Yeah.
and spin it as fast as you can.
No, you put some targets out.
Barbie's
and then
throwing
you're-
up off the
I
roof.
like
Yeah, it's a
that
new game.
too, yes.
Yep.
Oh my God.
And the concept's nice. It's just too much work
As a
to
bookshelf,
switch
I
it from
think
one
it's-
to the other. It's a nice
Yeah,
bookshelf.
as a bookshelf, it's neat, yeah. But
Oh, unless
Well, the
she
problem
says
is
it's
with the picture
outgrown
of a
stuff
kid.
so fast. I could see it being a dollhouse for 5 years.
oh, it's
and
multi-use.
then one day it becomes a
Yeah,
bookshelf.
because I like my bookshelves covered in crayon marks and
Good.
all
It
that
shows the
crap.
problem in the picture of a kid underneath it, which is really
Is
great.
it the kid?
the problem. Right here. It's just the problem.
Very interesting. Very interesting admitting it.
6 months is the average duration of use for toys.
Oh.
What child is playing with kid toys for 5 months and 3 weeks longer than most kids.
Yeah,
do.
Right,
exactly.
yeah.
6 months average.
No. Yeah.
Are they including the iPad? Because maybe that's what they're doing. The iPad's bringing the average way up.
Oh, that's
It's
true.
like all the other toys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
iPad.
The iPad, the bicycle. That's the one that's.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You buy kids toys. You buy them 6 toys for Christmas. 5 of them are done in a week.
Yeah.
Yes.
iPad's 11 years, so it's like, okay.
Okay, but I do understand that they're trying to be green. I mean, I was just laughing
Yeah, I
at
thought
that.
that
but
was really cool. I do like the multi-use kind of thing like that.
It's neat, but yeah, it's a bookhouse.
It's a
bookhouse.
boring.
Bookshelf.
The problem is it's a boring dollhouse.
It is.
Like the
But
kids are
that's-
going to be. I don't know.
That's
I just
the thing.
don't see them being entertained by that and be like, well, honey, play with that because eventually it'll have books. It's like, yeah, but I want to play with the toy now.
No, I can absolutely see it being a cool canvas for one. Them putting stickers on it, them coloring it, them customizing it, them making their drawings. But then to turn around and use that as a bookshelf, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So someone says this could help kids learn to put together IKEA furniture.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, it could. This would also drive me crazy because I'd be like, we need to change it from one to the other. And then you spend the next 20 minutes supervising such transformation.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
All right, let's talk about games. Picks
right.
of the week. We'll start with Mr. Mike Delicio.
No wonder.
What do you think?
I love that so much.
That was too good.
I'm so glad I gave him crap now. It's really like,
Oh my god.
I have not seen that video, but I'm glad I gave him crap because it helped make that even better. That's so good. That's so good,
Really
Mike.
good.
All right.
Oh
What if
my
they put that on a Kickstarter? Just Mike Delicio. What do you think? All
That was fantastic.
right. Anyone have a pick of the week they want to shout out?
I'm going with Regicide.
Really?
Oh,
Yes.
I thought about that one.
Is that the first one? I was thinking about that one.
I did not expect that.
I like the look. I like, again,
That's really
I've always
good,
been
though.
a fan of card games anyway. I like Legacy, especially when they're a little smaller. They don't scare me off. This one doesn't look scary. And I like the artwork in this. I like it reminds me a little bit, like we were saying, of that Kinfire Delph. It's just kind of cards with powers, whatever. Yeah, this one looks fun, man. I would absolutely jump into this. I love the vibe here. I like the look of this game. I missed the first one, but
Yeah.
I'd get into this.
All right. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'm there with you. This is not the one for me, but I was really tempted by it. But I'm going to go with the Burnt Island game. It was really a hard week. There's like 5
Yeah, that's
different
a
ones
good
I
one.
could go with.
Yeah.
But the Burnt Island, that end game, like you said, hedging
Hunting
your
it.
bets on one of the, what's it called? Going to the moon.
How to Save the World. There we
yeah,
go.
there you go. But yeah, no, I really like that you don't know that hierarchy of how you're going to win at the end, and hedging your bets on what you put into, I think is really interesting, and just managing your spaceships at the right location, either at the moon or at the Earth, in order to take the actions you need at the right time. Just really is interesting. I love the look of this too. It definitely reminds me. Burnt Island has a kind of look to them. It looks like In Too Deep, which I really, really love the aesthetics of that game.
Yeah.
And this one kind of reminded me of it as well. So yeah, super stoked about this one.
All right. Well, I originally was going to go Lightspeed. I like that one, but I think I'm going to go 25th Century. I like
That was another one of mine. I was like
those-
right
The
there.
Skyport game looks
This is also mine.
God.
I also was almost picked Lightspeed.
What is
Yeah.
Lightspeed? Which one's that?
That's
The
the
fast one.
The shooting
oh,
one.
that one. Yeah.
I can see
yeah,
it hit
I
table
didn't
a
almost
lot.
pick that.
Yeah.
I have played it a lot already, and that's without
Which
that.
one of
Right.
the 4 are you guys most excited for?
Sand art. Straight up. I'm really
Really?
pumped about Sand art.
I agree.
Really?
Oh, I changed my mind then. Anything else?
The wine cellar I actually think looks fun. I think probably, I don't know. All of them look good.
I
That's the
have
thing.
really
That's the
good
thing, right.
art. That's the thing. They
Yeah.
got some great artists.
Right. And unique, but all very rich but not overdone. Just
I'm telling
they
you.
nailed so much on this Kickstarter. This was a difficult week. This was right up there.
Yeah,
This all
this
looks
was-
good. For
Yeah.
me, the Skyport one looks like the more interesting of all
That's
the
more like
games.
the biggest, the gamiest game.
Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
that's why it interests me, but at the end of the
Yeah.
day, I think each one of them I would pull at different times in different situations.
So
You know,
unique.
like
That
like
scoring on
Sandart.
the wine looks interesting. I mean,
yeah.
All of this looks really good. Yeah, so this
This
is
is Detroit.
There you go. That's it, folks. That is a long
It is.
yeah.
crowd surfing. We'll be back tomorrow morning with Smorgasbord. We'll see you then. We're going to finish up here. Until next time, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
I'm Camilla.
I'm Joy Evans.
We'll see ya.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another video on the Dice Tower. Hey, do you want to know what's going on with Dice Tower? Do you want to know about our events, our cruises, special things that we're going to do live here in the Dice Tower? Subscribe to Dice Tower Digest. Go to dicetowerdigest.com. It's a newsletter that we send out bi-weekly. We won't use your email for anything else. This is just to get you some information about the Dice Tower so you'll be up to date. Thanks for watching.